K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael Fashion for Everyone. Good morning, Sandy.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, Blake and Aaron. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday.
Happy
go.
Monday,
By the
one
way,
week.
This is the final Monday workday of the year.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
For most
this is
people,
it.
yeah.
Last Monday workday of the year. Congratulations.
There you go.
All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So first up, remember the Scotiabank robbery there in Grand Harbor?
Was it a robbery, though? I know they asked for money, and they're like, we don't have money here.
No. They tried a thing. They tried a thing.
Yeah.
So they were found not guilty on Friday.
Really?
Yep.
They didn't get any money?
Say what? Not guilty of what?
Well, they had them charged with attempted robbery, and oh gosh, what else? It was a whole slew. Attempted robbery. I think there's like an imitation firearm, possession of that. So there's about 3 different charges. Both men got off.
How?
It's pretty wild, especially when one got ran down by a truck. You know, I always say jurors can be very unpredictable when you have a jury trial, but the most interesting thing about this case is what was happening that the jury probably had no idea about, including all sorts of threats being made to lawyers, to, allegedly to jurors, to victims. I mean, this case was like off the rails. Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Did the jury think they just had the wrong guys? Or
well, there was a question of identity and DNA evidence in a bag, and people claimed they had all sorts of excuses about how their DNA showed up on the bag. So it was pretty crazy.
Huh.
wow. So now what? That's it?
They're free.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm having a coughing fit here, but yeah, they got off on this. But we're going to talk about it because one of these individuals has a very, very interesting connection to some of our guests who were on Friday's show.
Okay.
All right. Well, you'll break it down.
My apologies. Yes. So Cineco says that they're going to start offering property and casualty insurance. So this will be interesting. We're trying to get some more details on exactly how this would work. But, at the moment, they only offer a very limited scope of health insurance options. So an expansion, the theory is it's going to help consumers who may be struggling to pay these types of bills with other insurance companies. Now, whether or not that will come to fruition or not, we'll have to see exactly how it's going to work. There's an apartment complex that say that they're under constant attack. I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
I saw some posts.
This is pretty wild. So they shared a video and they basically said that they're located in Newport Avenue, Georgetown, and they're very, very frustrated by some weird things that have been placed on their doors and their front porches. The residents are basically scared, startled, and fed up with the situation.
Is it a bunch of people or just one?
Well, they at least caught one person on camera banging in the door during one of these strange incidents. So they don't know how many more.
No, but it was just one, like it's just one house that they're doing. Oh, they're doing it to the whole apartment complex.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Cameras. I mean, get a little camera outside.
A ring camera.
Ring, or I mean, you can even just put up any surveillance camera outside, and it alerts you if someone's outside.
Exactly. So it's been a little bit wild. But yes, they are expressing frustration about the situation, and they've essentially said, stop it and please help.
Yeah,
they're like a developer. It's like trying to scare people out of the apartments and then
landlord
get the land, and then what is that? What would be the reason behind that?
That sounds like a movie. Maybe just idle people. Some people seem like they have nothing to do. So I don't know. It's just really, really bizarre. But hopefully they can get to the bottom of this pretty quickly. Okay. So another news, I don't know if you guys heard this last week or not, but apparently 2 members of parliament have made it their business to come after CMR in our talk show.
You told us on Friday.
Oh, I told you Friday. Oh, okay.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
Break it
So
down.
we're going to be talking about it with some regional partners on Wednesday this week, because the other interesting thing is, for the first time that I can recall, a government has actually said they've chosen a media house of choice, which just happens to be the one that they control, Radio Cayman. So, the premier made this statement on another morning show with them, saying that that's her favorite, and she's going to level the playing field for them by funding them even more of our money, the public's purse.
Oh, even though they have a commercial license and vie for
That's right.
commercial dollars against the other radio groups.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Very, yeah. So, yeah, hardly sounds fair if you ask any right-thinking person, but she seems to think it's all adding up. So, congratulations to Ben Toner. He's been appointed chairman of the Human Rights Commission. So, yeah, he's a seasoned attorney at law.
Yep.
And so, yeah, congratulations to him. The governor, Her Excellency, Her Excellency, I guess His Excellency now, isn't it? The governor, Jimmy Owen, has announced that this has been done.
Her Excellency.
Her Excellency.
Yeah.
Yes. The her refers to her, not to the head of the monarch. Yeah. I just had a brain fart. Sorry. Cayman has been named the luxury destination of the year. Take that, everybody.
Wow.
This is fantastic news. Yes, 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 indeed. We'll end with this one. According to Caribbean Travel Awards 2024, this is the 10th Caribbean Journals Travel Award, and Cayman takes the category for luxury destination.
All righty.
Most sought after destination in the United States, by the way.
All right.
All right, guys.
And we live here.
I know, right? Take that. Have a good one.
Yep.
See you later.
You too.
I was wondering.
All right, folks. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing, honey? Yeah. Give me 1 second here. We're going to grab our links.
Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's community radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman,
Live, direct.
it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right, folks. Good morning. How you guys doing? Everybody's all right? Well, I'm trying to figure out something here. All right. So I think we have a big announcement today, except I'm not really sure if it's working. Give me 1 second here, and I'm going to try to figure this out really quickly. Are we live? Are we? I don't know. Okay, give me one second. I know we're live this is a bit of a rhetorical question. I know that we are live on okay. All right, I think I need to make some adjustments here. Give me one quick second. Oh, I'm not even sure if that was working. All right, hold on. We're going to add a little something. And then I'm going to make a big announcement today. Let's see. Oh, hold on. 1 second, good folks. All right. This looks like you're, mm-hmm. All right. Let's see if we can get this working. Okay. Okay. This is so weird. All right. So the announcement is I'm trying to go live. Oh, there we go. I think it's working. Yes, honey child. Look at that. Oh my gosh. All right. So a bit of good news this morning. Guess what? We are live on Instagram. Hey, y'all. Good old folks over on Instagram. We now have a way to go live directly from the computer. I'm so excited for IG folks. So it's early days yet for this new feature. We can't quite go live with like comments that show up on the show, but I suspect that's coming in the months to come. So super excited that now we can simulcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And it's going to pull in, I think all the Instagram listeners will have to tell me how well it's working. But as far as I know, it's going to pull in everything that you have, like all the commercials, like everything properly. This is pretty exciting. I love it. Love when technology is like advancing and working and all that good stuff. I had to redo it just now, but I think we're going good. All right, so let me share my camera, and then you guys on Instagram should be able to see me. Ta-da! Look at that. It's like magic, honey child. Now, hopefully, that's going to work over here on Instagram as well. Yes, look at that. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody on Instagram. I'm looking over on the other screen. How y'all doing, honey child? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. This is the kind of thing that gets me excited. Modern technology. 'Tis the season, folks. Look how my little elves on the shelf. I got a male and a female. My daughter loves these. So this person says, oh God, these IG people are so annoying. They can be, but we're going to give them a chance to behave themselves, or we're going to use the block button. So I'm going to just try to tie this little elf on the shelf up. Hold on. I got a little hair scrunchie here. I can tie his legs and make him hold on to the microphone. Look, there he goes. Aw. Hello. Let me see if I can adjust it like this. You guys can still hear me? Yes, this is going to be my little co-host, Elf on the Shelf. And then tomorrow we'll switch out the little female. Although she could kind of maybe sit right there, but it's too much. Oh gosh, you can't overdo it. It's a Monday. Can't overdo it on a Monday. How y'all doing? Hello, Evelyn. Good morning to Robert. Beulah is here. Siobhan is in the house. We got almost 300 people already on the live stream. And now that we're going to count the folks over on IG, we definitely have over 300 people already. Candy, Olivia. We're going to be expecting a phone call from Jamaica this morning, by the way. So stay tuned for that. People all over the globe are finding us now, honey child. And so what I can tell you is those poor people in Jamaica, they're fed up too about the scamming that's going on in Cayman. Can you believe it? Scamming in the Cayman Islands, and people in Jamaica are fed up. I mean, who would have thunk it? That here we are. I got this phone call from Jamaica yesterday, and this person was like, Yeah. Let me see. That one was a missed call. Oh, I got another phone call from Jamaica yesterday. Yeah, so this poor guy is like, I'm sick and tired of being scammed by this guy in Cayman. I said, Lord have mercy. What a mess. Honey, chill. Anyway, so we got that going on. I'm going to update you guys on Friday, what happened with Friday's show. And we got a couple other things. Morning to Scott. So Scott is joining us. Scott and I are having a bit of a moment right now where we are absolutely in love with food. I don't need to tell y'all how much of a foodie I am. Give me 1 second here, folks. But Scott has something on the menu over at Waffle Monkeys that has me in love. Yes. If you could be in love with food, this is a thing. I'm going to tell y'all all about it. I've discovered 2 things in the past week, food-wise, that I'm absolutely just so excited about. I'm going to pick a word of the week this morning as well. And we're going to be using our word of the week to, I want you guys to use those words as much as possible. If you have a word suggestion, by all means, send it in. All right. Wee Wee is here. Alice is in the house. So is Diamond Princess. Siobhan, front and center of the classroom. I know who my good students are, I don't even have to ask. Good morning to Jennifer. Damaris is here. Jennifer says, good morning, CMR fam. Thank you, honey child. Good morning. Richard and Celine, they're top-notch students. They're always here. Don't really participate, but they listen. They're listening and paying attention. Good morning, Miss Elaine. Marcy is here. Queen of the cold, hard truth. Ooh, honey child. Can I tell you something? Speaking of cold, Marcia, we have a little Christmas breeze rolling through the Cayman Islands. I went out this morning and the chill hit me. I was like, ooh, I could have put on a little sweater this morning, but it feels good. Feels amazing. And you know what, too? Oh, big shout out to Caribbean Wayne joining us from Washington, D.C. Hey, Wayne, what's going on? So I'm shocked and surprised that even in this wind and, a little bit of nippiness, we actually have mosquitoes out there biting me this morning. I was like, what the hell? Are you serious? Yes, honey child. 2 on my arm at one time. I said to myself, well, I'll be darned. These pesky mosquitoes finding a way, even in this wind, that you think would be blowing them away. Oh no, honey child, they're enjoying the Christmas breeze as well. Uh-oh. The camera's focusing more on the little elf on the shelf than me. What a hot mess. Well, he's cute. So yeah, be careful with the mosquitoes because dengue fever. We are having an outbreak of dengue fever. So I'm hoping, isn't it unusual to have mosquitoes this time of year? Ugh, they're like cockroaches. They're going to survive a nuclear bomb. It'll be them and the cockroaches fighting for control of the earth when it's all said and done, right? So they're still around, honey child, biting people. But yes, we have an outbreak of dengue fever locally. I don't know how many cases we're up to now, but there is local transmission. And so you've got to really be careful out there, folks. Tyrone, good morning to you, sir. How are you? So the one thing with the Instagram feed is apparently it lasts for an hour only. So this is early days yet. And so we have to restart it every hour. So just remind me, for those of you who are on it, if it goes out, then it will restart it. Garrett says, good morning. I seen your post about IG before I went to work this morning. Oh, yes, honey chow. Exciting stuff. Morning, Felicia. Jennifer says, not the IG. We're moving up in life, honey chow. I know, right? You got to keep moving. And the only way to move in this life is upwards, not down. Thank you, Siobhan. Appreciate it. Wearing red for Christmas today. Leanna, bless you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Daisy says, lady in red. Yes, honey chow. Hello, Mark. Woo, Mark, can I play your video that you did? I think it's PG because you bleeped out every single word. Maybe that's a little bit too much for the radio land, folks. Garrett says Santa sent his elves on the cold hard truth to check on the naughty or nice folks. I know a lot of y'all been naughty. We're going to talk about some of y'all this morning. Good morning to the beautiful Julia. Thank you. Everybody's feeling the red colors today. I love it. Jackie's here. Mark says, what next? India is going to be calling. Well, you know what, Mark? If they want to call and they're being scammed by people in Cayman, then by all means, I say it is what it is. I'm just so shocked at how bold people are with this whole scamming thing. You know, it's just so incredibly unfortunate. Good morning to Miss Linda joining us from Bermuda. Ana, good morning to you, my darling. How are you? So good to see you. Juliet Ebanks is in the house. Patrice, nice to see you. Compliments of the season to everyone, she says. Yasmin is here. Jared says it's not that cold. I know, it really isn't. It just feels, it's just like windy. The wind feels good. Good morning, Debbie. So Stacy's off sick today. Poor Stacy. She got this thing that we have all been getting, taking her down. And so Stacy is off today. So Zeus is in his cage because poor little Zeus, when I walked him this morning, I was swatting off the mosquitoes, but he didn't use the bathroom. So I'm like, oh, we can't be having any accidents. So you got to stay in your little kennel till after the show. Poor thing. Good morning to Emma. Damien is in the house. Good morning, Damien. Lucille Forbes is here. Good morning to Miss Lucille. She says, I like your color this morning, red, so I know what's coming. I am listening, love. Love you at home. Thank you. Miss Olive, wishing all of her classmates this morning a Merry Christmas. When it comes to guidance and protection, please be safe on the roadways. It's important. Don't go. If it's not important, don't go on the roads. I know. Oh my God, the traffic has been horrendous from last week, even midday traffic. Leanna is talking about the waterfront. Yes, it's called a Nor'wester, honey child. Somebody said this morning, I don't know if they sent me a video, but they said, tell Kenneth, go and build that port now. I said, oh, geez, I'm peace. Oh, they've sent me some videos. Ooh, I love a good video. Thank you, honey child. Oh, the ocean is churning. It's like Mother Earth is pissed off. Yes, churning and tearing up the port. This happens all the time. I'm not so sure that that's a location for a port. I got to tell you the truth, because, you know, when we get these Nor'westers, that'll probably tear that port right up. But that's the ocean for you. Extremely powerful. So let's watch a little bit of this footage. Thank you so much to all of our classmates who go out there and collect the evidence for us to be able to show this in class. You get an A+ this morning. Let me see. Is that a lady or a man that's sending me this info? Let me see. Young lady, you get an A+ this morning for paying attention in class. All right, so here's some footage. Ooh, look at that. Wowee. That is crazy. Oh my God. Oh, wow. What a ting. Here's another one. Wow, look at that. Yeah, boy. That's not the worst I've seen it, but yeah. Wow. So I'm assuming that the port won't be bringing anything in today. And hopefully they also remembered, whoo, be careful. Oh yeah. Oh my. Look at that. Hopefully they also remembered to remove the containers so that none of them get washed away. Remember when that happened a couple of years ago? The container was on the port and one of these little systems came in, cold fronts, Norwesters, and it grabbed, I think it was 2 containers that went overboard, grabbed them and just threw them overboard. And that was it. The whole container was a write-off. I'm like, oh my God. I hope nobody had like a car in that container. Oh, thank you, Marshall, for reminding me to send to everybody on Instagram the links for this morning's show. I think I sent it to one of the groups and not the second one. Hold on. All right. Let me just grab it here. So, yes, beautiful folks, we have a WhatsApp list where you get all the news alerts. If you want to join the list, just message me with your name. And let's talk about our Monday Rewind segment while we're waiting on their caller. I don't know if the guy in Jamaica, he might still be resting up. I'm not quite sure. But let's go ahead and hit that Monday Rewind button so that I can tell you guys all about what went on over the weekend.
Time for Monday Rewind. The Cold Hard Troops Monday Rewind Show recaps the weekend's news and events so you don't miss a beat.
Don't miss out.
All the weekend's source, news, gossip, and well, it wouldn't be a weekend recap show without traffic accidents too. Cayman Marl Road is Cayman's #1 news source and has the island's hottest morning talk show.
It's the hottest.
Make sure you don't miss a beat with Monday Rewind.
Rewind.
Tune in every Monday from 7:30 a.m. on both YouTube and Facebook.
Gotta love it, gotta love it, gotta love it. Instagram gets to see all these special effects now. Before, we couldn't quite do it that way. Isn't that amazing? Ooh, honey child. Now they see where everybody watches the show. I know Leanna's like, who does these commercials, girl? I got people. I got peoples. What a mess. All right. So in Friday's show, we had a few people trying to test my patience, honey child. And not just the politicians, but we also had these people wannabe, I'm going to call them wannabe gangsters. I don't know who the heck they're supposed to be. But Dion decided that she was going to call in and be feisty. I was like, ooh, not the feisty attitude. Girl, you and your mama, everybody wants to call in and be feisty. You know what was interesting about it, though? I must tell you, I thought to myself, as they were calling in, one after the next, I thought to myself, I could see exactly what the gentleman, the African guy there, he's from Ghana, what he was saying in relation to these people harassing him. Because if they're going to do it to me, follow the logic for a second here, right? If they're going to do it to me on a public radio where everybody can hear their ridiculousness, imagine what they're not doing when it's not even public. You see, people have a way of showing their hands in the most interesting of ways, yes? So I thought to myself, oh, Dion, you, your mama, the sister, thank God, had enough sense not to call back. But y'all really quite out of order. And then it's so interesting the things that she tried to say. I had to go back and listen because towards the end, she started speaking so quickly in the little Jamaican patois accent. I got to tell you, she kind of lost me for a second there. I was like, what the hell did she just say? I didn't even, what? So she was contradicting herself because at one point she said, oh, ask your sister, they can vouch for me. I thought to myself, well, depending on which sister you're talking about, if she vouches for you, honey child, I mean, you are right. You're a straight crook. Yeah. Sisters or not, certain people vouching for you is definitely no recommendation. I was like, poor her. She must have think that just because they're a sister mean that we ride in that train. I'm like, No, honey child. That is definitely not how that works. And then in the next breath, she says, well, you need to be exposing your sisters. I'm like, you need to stop being so stupid is what you need to do. Because we've already done that. Where have you been? You know, just because your sister, brother, mama, whatever, you don't get a pass around here. But remember the second time she called back and she was getting testy with me about, oh, she didn't say that they were not going to be allowed to work in the Cayman Islands again. I even started to self-doubt myself. You know, when somebody lies to you, this is what you call gaslighting. When people gaslight you and you're like, did I really hear that? I'm like, maybe it's me. Maybe I got it wrong. So I went back and had a listen. So I want y'all to have a listen. Somebody says how I'm feeling today. Not too bad. I still got congestion and the cough is starting to ease up on me just a little bit. So I got my nice hot tea and everything today. Is this person looking for us on YouTube and can't find us? Say what? We're right there, honey child. So he said, good morning. Now where's my login on YouTube? I logged in from early this morning. I don't know. I'll send you the link. That's all I can do, honey child. You'll have to find it yourself. All right. Okay. So Leanna says, shout out to Waffle Monkeys and their donuts and coffee. Oh, girl, we're going to talk about them in a little bit. So let's talk about Dion, because this woman, she needs Jesus in the worst kind of way. Let us remind ourselves of what happened a little bit on Friday's show.
Bring these Africans come here. They are ungrateful. They're running from one job to the next job. But I'm going to make sure they never get back a next permit, because I don't set that in immigration. Immigration know about them already.
5 minutes later.
And I mean, it's so interesting that her sister Dion said that she's going to ensure that this man never works in this country again. I want to know how she intends to do that. That right there is a threat.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Build the web.
Ma'am, Dion. Hold on, Denny. Dion. You are a very ignorant person. Go back. Dion, listen to me. You are lucky. You call all the lawyers in the world. Call every single lawyer in the Cayman Islands. You are an ignorant woman. You did say that. You said that they will never work in Cayman again. Listen to me, woman. I will end this radio show early. Come off the radio show to put you in your place this morning. You know? Don't call my number again. Do not call my number again with your lies and bullying tactics. My name not Patrick. Like Patrick girlfriend say. You people want to come to this friggin' country and try to treat other people less than human because you've gotten Cayman status at one little piece of paper? Denny, you hold the hell on here now. Because obviously we have to remind these people this is not your country. You are here as a matter of privilege. This is where immigration needs to do better. These people are breaking our laws left, right, and center. Take their papers from them. This is an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment to all the good Jamaicans who don't do this. And worse off, they're embarrassment to the Caymanians who are born here. You've already ruined your damn country. Go back to your cesspool in Jamaica. Damn! You know why you don't want to go there? Because if you were doing this thing in your country, somebody would put you in a friggin' ditch here today. Listen, don't rump with me, because I will tell you the cold hard truth on your backside. You couldn't do this in Jamaica. Somebody would have done shot you long time for these types of abuses. But you come to Cayman, get all kind of privileges here in this country, and then you want to treat people like they're dogs. You go back to Kingston and try it. Go to St. Mary, go to St. Elizabeth, go to anywhere else in your country and try it, because you know what the end result gonna be. Dion, don't pick up the phone and call me again. You hear me? You call my phone one more time this morning and you see what I can tell you. I will cut off the radio early and make the AI pick up whatever the hell that can pick up, and I will read you starting at 10 o'clock this morning. We got to go early if that's what you want to do. You are a liar. I heard you with my own 2 ears threatening them people about how they're going to never work in Cayman again. They're so ungrateful. They're this and that. What kind of powers you think you have in this friggin' country, woman? Who the hell are you? You come here and you follow and you abide by the laws of this country. Y'all are running a sham situation, and tell your mother, don't call me either. Because I don't like disrespecting old people, but you're not going to call me any kind of way. You think people don't know you? You think people don't know who you people are? If you see the comments that are coming in this morning about you, people know exactly who you are. You're not fooling nobody. Hot man. See what this other person had to say? Calling your very name. Oh, yes, that's her. Everybody know who you are. You a bully. You calling here talking about, oh, I must go sort out my sisters. The same way I sorted out Carmelie in this show, I was short your behind out the same way and more. So you will get sorted out. You can believe that. You people are disrespectful to the max. Boy, I tell you, the people that stopped me over the weekend and thanked me for really setting these people straight. I mean, everybody heard her say, oh, is she gonna make sure immigration don't give them permit again? And I have to beg to question, this is why people in this country come and you know, we invite them by way of a work permit because it is an invitation to work here. If you don't want certain people here, don't take out a work permit for them. It's as simple as that, right? That's one way in which the vast majority of people come here. And so they come in as visitors, and then you have bullies like this whole family here, and I'm going to clump them all together, right? Harassing these people and doing the most. So when you hear people say, oh, you know, she has connections up in immigration, and I'm like, connections where? Where she get connections from? It's because they do stuff like this. Oh, I'm going to make sure you never work in the Cayman Islands again. Really? Your name is who? The entire work permit board? What makes you all powerful? Because they think they can write in a false letter on people, and that's going to hold water? Oh, honey child, poor you. Well, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about coincidences and how all of this now we can merge it together into one hot mess of a situation. So we had Friday's show prove Dion to be a liar on the radio, right? Liana says the whole world heard that lady saying that she's going to stop these people from coming here. She swears she must own CBC. She must own CBC, WRC, everybody. So it's so interesting that she made that comment. And I was like, girl, you need to stop. So my phone was ringing off the hook with people saying, but Sandy, you don't know who this woman is? I'm like, I don't know these people. Don't be trying to put that on me, honey chill. There's certain circles that I really do not, I try not to know certain people, and they fall into that category. So they were like, oh, these are people who live down Palmdale, in the back of Palmdale. And I said, ding, 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 ding. Light bulb went off. And I was like, okay. Remember back in June? Let's do a little rewind. Monday rewind. Back in June, I did a show when Scotia Bank got robbed. And I was saying, this is so interesting that the guy who got arrested in relation to that robbery, his brother had just gotten arrested a couple days before him for a rape allegation. Yeah. And they all connected. And I was questioning myself, like, what kind of household would have two people arrested within the same week, one for rape and one for a bank robbery? Sounds like a lot of criminals hanging out back there. And ironically, I had heard about the same household before that, because they got one of these bad dogs that they want to keep down in there that had bitten people multiple times. It looks like animal control was not able to remove the dogs or the dog because the dog is being used to evade police. So that when police come there, this buys them time because the dog is loose. And of course, police don't want to shoot the dog. And so, they got to wait, call animal control. And then it's like 5 hours later, they finally get access to the property. And then that 5 hour space, all kind of stuff has gone on. The people you're actually looking for went through the back. The goods that you might have been looking for have disappeared. It's like a whole situation. So I've heard, I don't know these people, but I have certainly heard of them because everybody in Palmdale seems to know exactly who they are. They're the least desirable people in the entire neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, oh, that's Miss Verda or Verde, whatever the heck her name is, went and married some old fool Caymanian to be able to get status to stay here. And then, yep, these are the daughters now and the grandchildren that mix up and everything and that come here with attitude to boot. I said, wow. So my phone was blowing up all weekend long. I couldn't believe my ears. My little black book, Sus book was open and I was writing as fast as I could. Oh my God. Seriously? So here, the grandson, which would be Dion's son, is the one who is involved or was alleged to be involved in the Scotiabank robbery. He got off on Friday. Verdict came back not guilty. But you want to hear the mess that case was? 5 weeks. Lawyers being threatened by this guy. Meanwhile, he hasn't been charged for that, Our Keystone police not doing nothing. The mother's in court on the phone, talking to people loudly in the hallway, threatening people in the sitting area, not in during the trial. He attacked his co-accused. So much so that the co-accused had to be separated from him by prison staff. They needed 2 separate escorts. One had to be brought in one door. Next one had to be brought in the next door. You ever heard of such a mess? Kicking at the man. One person said, the people were talking about how he was trying to kick him down the stairs. I was like, where on earth does this happen? Right here in the Cayman Islands, apparently. Witnesses getting threatening messages. Jurors allegedly getting threatening messages. All of this going on during this trial. And then another one, your palm's gonna get grease. So apparently the streets are saying that Dion believes in Obia. A hot mess. Mm-hmm. So she made a quick little trip to Jamaica to see what magic she could work. It's so interesting because one person said to me, but Sandy, when you told her to go back to the cesspool, if you only knew, right? This woman is like a gangster from Kingston and this and that. And I was like, really? And this is who we're bringing into the Cayman Islands? This is the caliber. Now, you guys know, I have nothing against any nationality that are good people. And, most people around the world are good people. But if you have 20, 25, 30% that not no good, those are people we have to ensure and do our best to keep out of this country. And I hate to tell you, but it seems to me that this particular category of individuals might very well be falling into that whole realm of absolutely no good. Yes. So, her son, his name has come up not just in relation to the Scotiabank robbery, but several other robberies that have happened in the area. Mm-hmm. Right. These people need to have their passports stamped. We don't want them here. He's here on a work permit working for his mother. Let me tell y'all something. Immigration, WRC, and CBC needs to start connecting some of the dots as it relates to when people come here. If the only person that can take out a work permit for you is your own mama, there's probably a reason why. Y'all need to dig a little bit deeper into who these people are and exactly where they are coming from. Yeah? Go to Kingston. Talk to some people there. Talk to neighbors. Do a proper visit. A police clearance may not be enough. That's all I'm saying. Because some of these people have so many aliases and fake names and this, that, and the next thing. Only God knows. So that's why she could be so bold calling on the radio and getting facely with me. Because she really, somebody died and made her queen of the Cayman Islands. Right? Yeah. This is where it's at. Seriously, you cannot make this stuff up. As I was listening to all these different people tell me, I was like, oh, what are you saying to me? Are you serious? The DPP's office might want to look to have a retrial. I'm just saying. If these allegations are true about prosecutors being threatened and this, that, and the next one being threatened, y'all might want to have a retrial. And in fact, I know everybody has a right to jury trial, but this is where jurors can be extremely dangerous, right? There's so many things by way of evidence that didn't make it in and things that the jurors don't get to necessarily know. And so, there was doubt that was created about the identity, and the bag had multiple DNAs on it and all kind of stuff. But I mean, you literally run somebody down with a truck and they're not the person. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Eyewitness testimony can be extremely unreliable, right? That's why it's good to have good cameras around your place, because people will be like, okay, I saw a tall, slim guy. That was the one consistent thing. But then the lawyers said, oh, that they were picking out the wrong tall, slim guy or picking out the wrong people in the lineup. And that's because the way that the human brain works, everybody knows that a lineup, everybody at this point should know that a lineup and eyewitness testimony is highly unreliable. Go talk to any mind experts. We've talked about it here in this program. Remember the book about the gorilla experiment? That whole book dissects how the brain, especially when you're in a stressful situation, the brain thinks it sees one thing, and unfortunately, it can miss the whole forest for the trees type of situation. But y'all better look good at Dion Murray. And it's interesting that, there is this element of Christine's husband, Mr. Marvin, now being involved in that situation from Friday about the work permit. Because what I thought to myself, when you first say to someone, my husband's a police officer, why do you need to say that? Right? Why is that necessary? Is that like a form of covert intimidation? I don't need to know who your husband is if you're taking out the work permit for me. Why do I need to know that he's a police officer? You see, you don't say certain things unless you intend for it to have a certain impact. The other thing that I found very, very interesting from Friday's show is how he implicated himself in all of this. He was the one who said, well, I handle the work permits for my wife. And I'm thinking, you sure that's a smart thing for you to do and say right now? I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't have said that. But he admitted it. So all of the ruckus and foolishness with the work permit is your fault? Is that why you're telling me that you're the one who does her work permits? Be careful, honey child. You said you don't want anything to impact your job. I suggest you be careful. So, as promised, I did go on Friday to WORC with him. And there's some kind of funny business that's going on, I must admit, with the cancellation of the work permit. So that is still being investigated by CBC. I'm hoping that by the end of the week, I can give you the full details of what was discovered on Friday and what the final conclusion was. because there's something definitely not adding up. The math isn't mathing, as these young people would say, in a big, big way. So we need to figure out why that is. So we're going to circle back around to that point. Additionally, there are deductions clearly that were being made from his pay. And what became very, very clear is that every single time he would inquire about what the deductions were for, that's when she would get testy, when Christine would get testy with him and send him those messages saying, oh, you're disrespecting me. I'm the boss, this, that, and the next thing. Asking someone why they're taking money out of your paycheck is not a disrespect. Something like 75% of the man's paycheck was being deducted? And because he's saying, what are these deductions for? You're telling him you're the boss and he mustn't be rude with you? That's not being rude. In fact, my early observations of this man is he's actually a pretty humble and quiet guy. He looks like he could be easily intimidated, right? If it wasn't for this Caymanian girlfriend / fiance, he probably would have never even spoken up. He would have sat there for years and let these people abuse him. It was the girlfriend that was saying, listen, you're supposed to be getting over $1,600 in this paycheck, and she dwindles it down to $338 with no explanation. And when you ask the question, she's getting testy with you and telling you that she's the boss and she's running the show and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what, lady? Christine, if you are the boss, then the boss must know the law. And the boss must know when they're breaking the law and how that can get them in trouble. A person has a right to know, and you're supposed to itemize any and all deductions that are being made from their payslip. It's not a privilege for you to be able to tell them. By law, you are required to tell them about these deductions. And the fact that you are refusing to do so, you are breaching the law. It's as simple as that. So you don't need to get testy with a man. If y'all really want to know the truth, all these messages, I'm going to show you some of these now, where she just jotting down a piece of paper that looked like it's about 100 years old, a notebook, and then sending that to him, sending a picture of that to him on WhatsApp, saying, oh yeah, this is your pay slip. Woman, that does not constitute a proper pay slip. You've got to do better. You want the title of being somebody's boss? Good for you. Now, what you need to do is to ensure that as the boss, you actually know the law. Look at this. What a hot mess is this? This is how this man is told what he is paid? Come on now. This can't be real. Huh? This is it. What is this foolishness? 632, and he ends up with $332 difference. $332, sorry. 1632 to 332. Wow. How do you expect somebody to get paid, even if this is every fortnight, surviving off of $332 in the Cayman Islands when the man works in construction? You understand? This is inhumane. And furthermore, not only is this inhumane and in my opinion, completely against the law. Is my math correct when I say this is 132%? What's the, somebody do the math for me on what he, it's a decrease of 79.6%, call it 80% in his pay. So she's taken and confiscating 80% of his salary. Somebody else do the math to just confirm that I have this percentage correct. Almost 80% of somebody's salary, you're making deductions. The law does not permit that to happen. And this is how you do it. You don't say what the $400 is for. You don't say what the $500 is for. You don't say what the next $400 is for. And she's been doing this from the day that the man started working with her. Siobhan says it's past inhumane. And I'm going to agree that this is the equivalent of human trafficking. And this is where now we have got to be careful. Right? Because honestly, if we are importing people into this country, as expensive as Cayman is to live, and then taking some 80% of their salary and tell them to find a way to live on $332, my God. You see, that is why the labor law, and again, y'all need to make sure everybody want to be up in construction. Everybody wants to be running a business. You need to ensure that you know what the law says. And the law specifically says how you are to handle deductions. Pre-approved with consent. And even with that, you can only take out so much per pay period. 1/3 is the maximum. But you see, this is it. When you don't have a clue, you're just running a sham operation of a business. You feel like you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. This is human trafficking. To bring people all the way from Africa and do this to them. This is the kind of stuff, folks, that we need to stamp out in this country. It's extremely serious and extremely egregious. I can't tell you how this breaks my heart. And the unfortunate thing about it is, as a result of this, you're going to have people turning to all sorts of criminality in order to make ends meet. That's why they're here selling numbers, prostituting. Some will even go further than that. Lady Dens on Instagram says bogus work permits, bogus marriages, and people in authority roles not upholding the laws and policies are exactly what's allowing all these criminals to come here and do whatever they want, even commit murder. So this is really, really unbelievable and sad. So who's this? Shiesty 380. Talking about a video down with a fight. Oh, Shiesty, we're going to get to that video here in just a second. And I'm sorry to say, but the video not coming down. Y'all can't be acting out in public and then expect us to be like, oh, we'll just ignore and pretend like that stabbing incident didn't happen at Lily's this weekend because it's between, what do you say, baby mama drama? That don't make no difference. You're in public with it. You have to use our 911 services. Somebody could have lost their life. It's everybody's business then, honey child. Yep. So Sue Kelly says, well, if she don't have an explanation for all the deductions, then she should be forced to pay back every bit of it. Well, we know that she was telling him at one point that he needed to pay $1,200 for a work permit because supposedly the work permit, and this is to clarify something we said on the show the other day, supposedly the work permit, the 1-year work permit was denied. And, she then tells him, well, I was only refunded some $1,200. So you got to come up with the remaining $1,200. Hello, good morning. Yes, I'm on air live at the moment, but you can sure speak to me. How can I help? Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, I'm actually not there, but I'm sure it is. We just got some construction going on, so it's probably fine. Yes. Yeah, that's no, I wouldn't say that, but I'm sure it's fine at this time. Okay, thank you. All right, thanks, bye. Oh, honey child, my security calling me about a little situation. All right. So, let me see here. So yeah, so this is, some of the hot mess that is actually going on in this little place that we call the Cayman Islands, huh? Pretty crazy. Who would have thought all of this is happening right under our noses? And you know what? I was saying to someone the other day that for every one person that comes forward and complains on this show, you can believe that there's probably another 50 that don't come forward, that don't say anything, that suffer in silence. Unbelievable, right? So a proper investigation needs to be carried out in this whole situation. Unlawful deductions should really be refunded. And more importantly, people need to be charged. Now, here's another thing about Dion that y'all might be surprised at or not after we've just said this. Let's take a quick commercial break.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
All right, folks, welcome back. Thank you so much. So, remember I was telling you that, I'm beginning to question the whole criminality surrounding this entire family at this particular time. Well, apparently the same Dion lady, what she should have been talking about when she was calling in Friday's show, talking about I better go right on my family members. She needed to talk about what she has been charged with. Yes. So why is she talking about, these African people not no good? They're this, they're that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe she should have been telling us how she not no good. I'm just saying. Dion, tell me something. How are you going to go and assault one of your workers? First, you put your son to try and beat the man up. And then you turn around and you assault him. Have you not been charged with assaulting a Filipino worker? Say what? I need to go dig up that court file and see where that matter is. Yeah. You see what I'm telling you? To me, it's so interesting that when people, decide that they are going to put themselves in the limelight, I always say, be careful when you open Pandora's box, because, honey child, you're opening your entire life up. And then all of a sudden, you are giving people a reason to talk. And so everybody was talking to me this morning about this woman named Dion. They were like, oh, you don't know the woman. She goes beating that poor little Filipino man. I was like, Lord Jesus, what are y'all going to tell me next? Let's read some of your comments. Good morning to everybody on Instagram. We are live on Instagram. I can appreciate the 100 and how many people? 102 people that are over there, plus another 515 on the usual channels. Good morning to everyone. That's over 600 people this morning. Oh, look at God. My goodness. Yasmin says, come here and get bogus papers and think that they're on a mountaintop. And we need to look into this whole situation of these sham marriages. Because they be targeting these little old men that don't know no better, and women. And then they get one foot in the door. One person gets in. Granny gets in. Then here comes everybody to follow. Magnum Opus says too much toilet paper. Caymanians here now. They're dragging Cayman into the cesspool. Our policymakers are disgraced by not doing anything, but instead being a part of our demise. Well, we're going to talk about them here in a second, Magnum Opus, because the irony of it all, and by the way, the phone lines are open, 936-2626. The irony of it all is that our policymakers are so focused on what's the word I'm looking for? Subverting? Maybe that should be our word of the week. They're so interested in subverting freedom of speech, right? That they can't apparently focus on anything else when it comes to policing. So yeah, they're definitely part of the problem. Yep. I think that might be our word of the day. Word of the week. Jonathan says the real question is who or what has allowed her to think as such, act as such, and continue on as such without being hauled down and given a boot up her and they're, you know what, the hell out of here permanently. Jonathan, you are a man of my own heart, honey child, because I had to wonder the same question. Like I said, you are indeed a very bold-faced individual. When you get on a talk show with over 500 and 600 people listening just on the live stream, countless others, thousands since then have listened to this, and you have the audacity to say you are going to prevent people from working in this country when this is not even your country. You couldn't even say that about your own country. I bet you she couldn't go to Jamaica and say she can prevent somebody from getting a work permit in Jamaica. Not unless she's the prime minister's wife or something. And even then, she wouldn't say it on a public radio. But I mean, that shows the audacity of these people. And it demonstrates how they think. And she said it so, like, matter-of-factly. Like, oh, this is a done deal. He's never going to get a permit here again. And then turned around and had a bit of a memory slip and forgot that she even said it. That's how comfortable she is saying it. That her memory is like, oh, you didn't just say that, honey child. Yes, you did. Good morning, Marva. Marshall says, since I used to live in Palmdale, all sorts of riffraff have moved in. What a hot mess. Diamond Princess says they need to send the whole family back to Jamaica. Olive says we don't want them back down there. Lord have mercy. What a hot mess. Siobhan says, imagine all of that and he still walked. Poor justice system. Well, we don't have enough time to talk about the poor justice system. And, you know, everybody deserves a good defense. And I can tell you from my own experience, the prosecution, they need a bag of help and then some. It's a very complicated situation, Siobhan, because unfortunately, there are times in this country when innocent people, when I should say guilty people, the opposite doesn't happen too often, when guilty people get to walk free. That happens more often than you think, especially when it comes with a jury. It's so interesting that you have people who are not legally trained, but yet you're asking them to, you know, look at a situation and decide guilt or not. It's a hot mess. Somebody's asking, where's Palmdale? Oh, honey child, you should not be a Cayman and asking, where's Palmdale? No, you know. That's off of Crew Road, right there before you get to Rosedale. Is that apartment complex called Rosedale? Yeah, right on Crew Road, man. Mm-hmm. I think it's before Rosedale, and then before what's those apartments on the other side over there? Before you get to the King's Roundabout, Palmdale is like right in there. Jonathan says the S show of a system of supposed law and order is what Cayman and Caymanians are supposed to accept as a viable justice system. The fish is rotten at the head. Moya says that we keep opening the doors for all the other countries, riffraff and undesirables. They come and grab up papers and try to bring their slackness into our society. We need to root them out and throw them back where they come from. All they do is make other people who come and are decent, work hard to be good citizens in our community look bad. And I absolutely agree. You see, it is a privilege to be in somebody else's country and be able to remain there under any circumstances, whether it's a work permit, whether it is a marriage, you know, whatever the situation is. And so you should act accordingly, right? And if you do not wish to abide by the laws of this country, then you gotta go. So big shout out to Instagram followers. I'm monitoring the feed because it will end in an hour and then we'll restart it once it stops. So I am paying attention to it, just FYI. So yes, I can't, you know, I can't argue with that. This is exactly what I was saying on Friday. You need to come here and show some respect for that piece of paper you have. And I don't care how you got it, whether it's by marriage, how long you've been here, whatever. Be respectful to this country and our laws because you've been given an opportunity to live in a country that has valued law and order and is giving you opportunities that you can't get in your own country. Nobody is here because they want to be worse off than they are in their own country. Even the people who are being abused, when I say to them, go back home, why are you here? You know what they say to me? Well, home is even worse. I remember a mother telling me she don't have money to send to her children in Honduras. She's working for minimum wage and this, that, and the next thing. I said, go home. At least you can be with your children. You can raise your own children. She says, Miss Sandy, home is worse. So you gonna come to Cayman and prostitute yourself? I don't want that for our country. That's not fair for us. And you see, they don't understand that when they're bringing that lifestyle here, they're making our country what they're running from. That's why when I refer to certain parts of other countries being a cesspool, and believe me, I don't care which country it is. The United States of America has a lot of cesspool areas too. And you know, if you're from the cesspool, you know what I'm talking about. Especially if you're a good person and you're trying to get out. But then you getting out to come to Cayman to try and have a better life, end up doing what? Breaking our laws and making it even worse? That don't make no sense. Why would you do that? But you see, you know the old saying, but you can take certain things out of people, but you can't take that out of them? That's the situation. When you grow up ingrained in the ghetto and your mind is ghettofied, it takes a lot to change that kind of mindset. And everywhere you go with you, you are taking that mindset along as well. TB Parkinson says Cayman is getting taken over by criminals. The bad ones need to go back where they come from, even if they're married to Caymanian. And I agree. 1,000%. Estrella, good morning. She says just logging in. Good morning to everyone. Moya says they need to select jurors who can't be intimidated easily. They can throw my name in their little shuffle. I'm ready to use some of the knowledge from CSI, NCIS, and Law and Order. Lord have mercy. Good morning, Paul. Joining us from Bermuda this morning. Beautiful. Leanna says this woman employer was stealing money. Simply, the math wasn't mathing. Trust and believe. Jennifer says the husband actually said that his wife doesn't have enough guts to do immigration stuff. Check it. I'll go back and have a listen, but wow. What a hot mess. Salman Tanisha says some employers don't like when staff challenge them, and if you speak up for yourself, they cancel your work permit or let it expire and not renew it. Well, we saw that even in that comment that she made where she's like, oh, I will cancel your work permit. Good morning to Miss Alba. Good morning to Johan. So that kind of threatening thing happens all the time. And it shouldn't be happening. So El Rey confirms that that's an 80% deduction. You can imagine how this man must feel. You're working so hard for your money out in the heat of construction. And people have the audacity to take out 80% of what your sweat and labor earned. She lucky. That's all I gotta say. She damn lucky. Because some other people would have been like, listen, woman, you're not taking my money from me. No, sir. It's horrible. Good morning, Miss Carisita. Orlean says a lot of it is going on about abusing workers. You should go to Wells and hear, especially the Jamaicans out there talking, exploitation to the max. My Jesus. Oh, my God. Good morning, Dean. Miss Blonde is here. Good morning, Miss Blonde. How are you? She says, good morning, Sandy. May God bless you and your family with a safe and blessed Christmas and a wonderful and healthy 2024. Thank you for your passionate, caring, and bold contribution to our Cayman Islands. You're the voice of the voiceless and many more. Your contribution has not been just on this new CMR. Sandra, I remember from years and years ago how you protested against the wrongs against our children. You made an impact of more awareness, and the rights of children. Unfortunately, the rest got cut off. So thank you so much, Miss Blondie. I really appreciate that. And you know what, Miss Blondie, sometimes Facebook reminds me of the things that I've been fighting for from really the moment I got back to Cayman as a Caymanian, and I saw so many things. I'm like, oh my God, we are on the edge. It's like being on the edge of greatness, but at the same time, also being on the edge of destruction and going down this destructive path that unfortunately, once you go down there, it is hard to turn that around. That is why we have got to be prepared to fight for everything that is just and true, regardless of who it is and against anybody. That's why I don't have no problems taking on these politicians, you know. Men our business with them one bit. You're working for us. We've elected you. The least you could do is behave yourself. And here they are breaking laws left, right, and center and expect us to turn a blind eye. And when we try to call them out, then they come with this attitude that they're going to attack us. Not today, Bobo. And they are coming up with them next. Sarah, good morning. Ms. Moya says that we need immigration reform. Listen, Ms. Moya, let me say this. Before we even get to immigration reform, how about we actually enforce what we have now? On the face of it, on the books, we have decent immigration laws. That's not so much the problem as opposed to enforcement. You can have perfect laws. And if there's no enforcement, it's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's not worth the website that you go and read the laws on. It don't make no difference. So immigration reform without one bit of actual enforcement does not matter. Oh my God. What a hot mess. Marva says, for real, we don't want them. We have more than enough corruption. Good morning, Scott says, not just act accordingly, but how about some gratitude as well? Right? No, man, they show up on their high horses. Like they own the Cayman Islands. They're running the show over here. Live says the same problem that they're running from is the same problem they bring to Cayman. Yes. This is what I said on Friday that is so incredibly shocking. That attitude, my God. But it just goes to show you we are allowing the wrong people into this country. It's as simple as that, really, when you think about it. Good morning, Lavana. Good morning, Miss Anne Marie. Says, I'm enjoying your program. Keep up the good work. Alejandro is in the house. Morning, Alejandro. He says, we got 20 years of catching up with time this new year. If we can, something radical have to happen. I mean, is it radical to request that the law is actually being enforced? And, something of interest, I thought, when we spoke to Francis Anderson, when he actually said that we have so many people here now on work permits that it is hard for them to enforce anything because the sheer numbers have grown. And I thought to myself, this is where we need to pump the brakes. I'm not saying cancel all work permits, no more work permits. I'm saying if we can't enforce and manage what we have, then we got a serious problem on our hands. And we need to pause until we can get it under control. So first and foremost, let me just take another commercial break. My apologies. My sinuses are just crazy this morning. I can feel them. So let's take another commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you tired of overpaying for TV services? Can't figure out VPNs? Constantly missing your favorite TV shows? And no access to the good stuff on streaming services? The frustration is real, but it doesn't have to be. Contact Roque, Cayman Streaming Pros. We'll put you back in the driver's seat in front of your TV. Call, WhatsApp, or message Roque today on 926-1213. Roque is not a TV service provider. Terms and conditions apply.
The Cold Hard Truth is Cayman's #1 talk show since it debuted in March 2020. According to independent research, we are the most listened to talk show in 2021, and most people prefer us to any other options on island. We tackle tough issues some days, and other times have fun and lighthearted discussions. But most importantly, the Cold Hard Truth is here for you. Thank you for your support as we continue to be the voice of the people in 2022 and beyond.
Hey Cayman, los saluda DJ Yoyo, The Energy, y estás escuchando The Cold Hard Truth con la voz del pueblo, Sandra Hill, todas las mañanas, 7:30 AM, only on Bobo, 89.1 FM.
All right, folks, thank you so much. Yes, sir. Going through a whole roll of tissue today. Woo! Get it out, honey child. Get it out. Good morning to Mr. Shalat, George Shalat in the house. How are you, darling? Dean Shalat also here. Look at that. Dean says this country has been on a one-way ticket for decades, and it keeps getting worse. Not to be pessimistic, but I do think we will get any better. I think that's what I don't think we'll get any better. I'm holding my breath. Well, let's demand better. And this is where I say now we have to demand better, not just of other people, but of ourselves and everybody around us. So Leanna says, pump the brakes. You mean a full stop? Crash the car and throw it away. Well, that's not a realistic solution. And so, Leanna, I want to, make sure that we remain realistic. We have Caymanian-owned businesses that are growing and that might need, work permits and so on. But here's the thing. We also know what industries are ripe for abuse. There's some people, and this is why we need to have an accreditation system. Yes? So if employers were accredited, you go through a very rigorous process to get work permits. You've never had any infractions. And this accreditation process would have to make sure that all agencies are talking to each other. CBC, WRC, Labor and Pensions, and DCI. Those are the 4 critical agencies or departments when you are a business owner. If you have an infraction over at DCI, everybody should know about it. The accreditation system, this is just an idea I'm throwing out there, Politicians, y'all can take it and run it for free. Okay? The accreditation system would mean that if you're compliant across the board, one singular system, everybody knows, okay, this person has never had a work permit infraction. They're up to date on pension and insurance. They don't have any labor complaints. Because like the thing that I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, when someone is breaching a law over, yes, so when you start to dig, the one thing that you will see is that they tend to be breaking other laws as well. DCI needs to step up to the plate. Stop rubber stamping business licenses. They're only $75 to get a business license. So that means that any Tom, Dick, Harry, Samantha, Ebanks, Powell, and Johnny come lately Dion can get a business license and start taking out work permits to allow any sort of riffraff into our country. This should not be allowed. And you know what? This is going to sound a little radical, and I don't really care, because sometimes you got to be a little bit radical to address some of these issues. The other thing that we should do, folks, hear me now. Part of the accreditation process is you as an employer should be scrutinized and watched when you keep hiring criminals. So your son linked to 3-4 robberies in Cayman. You don't think that that should impact her? Really? When she's the one who brought him here on a work permit? Now, you all know most parents know their children, and they know them very, very well. Y'all can pretend all you want, but you know when you're little, oh, my little Johnny. You know when your little Johnny, your little Richard, your little Susu is a damn criminal, a crook. You know it. And you unleash them on the community. If you are a person who has to take out a work permit for those individuals, and you're subject to work permit, CBC, licensing, whatever, you should be flagged. Wait a minute. She has her son here. What is he doing getting mixed up in all this kind of stuff? Make it harder for people to do business. Paying $75. And I know that the PPM government put that in place, right? To try and help small Caymanians. They basically waive the business licensing fee for micro and reduce it for small businesses for many, many years now. But this is something that is being taken advantage of, not just by the good citizen, but also the scammers and the bad people as well. You know, that is why we have so many new businesses. Everybody, my dog could go get a business license because DCI is just literally rubber stamping these business licenses. So easy to do. And it needs to stop. The rubber stamp in there needs to stop. Have they ever, and I'll wait for somebody to tell me, have they ever declined a business license? I've never heard of them doing so. Oh, we don't have the authorization. Really? Somebody breaks a law with one business, they shut down the business and run and go get a new business license, and y'all approving that one too? Tell me, what sense does that make? You know how many times I've seen that? I know somebody with a salon. They had a salon that went belly up, right? Owed landlord money, owed pension, insurance, all kind of stuff, all kind of bills. They turn around and get a new business license for a new salon, go open up a new location in town. Everybody know it's the same damn person. And yet you just rubber stamp that application. So the accreditation system would not allow for those types of abuses of the system. If you have outstanding pension issues with another company and you got 5 companies, because this is what the scammers like to do, they can have so many companies and can't run none of them right, then something needs to happen with your other companies as well. They all need to be on high alert. Because if I have a construction company over here and I can't pay my staff, or I'm making unlawful deductions for pension insurance and not putting it in a pension fund, why should I be able to get business license number 2, 3, 4, and 5? It don't make no sense. Live says pure John Crow come to Cayman from Jamaica, not the good ones. Well, I mean, I don't know what we're bringing in these days, but I know for many, many years, we were actually bringing in very good, upstanding people. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. Still live on the radio. Really? All right. Can you give Marlon a call? Because he could probably check the cameras and tell you more of what's going on. I'm literally live on a radio show right now. But do you have his number on file? You should have it. Yeah, so give him a call. Thank you. Lord have mercy. She can just keep calling me this morning. Let him call and check the cameras and see what's going on, honey. Chill. So yeah, I mean, this is this is what we need to do in terms of standards. It's pretty, it shouldn't be rocket science. It shouldn't be that difficult. There are ways to enforce what we currently have now, and we're just not doing it. And I know for a fact that France Manderson has been an opponent of an accreditation system for a long time. You see, this is what our MPs need to be focusing their efforts on. Instead, what do we have as MPs? We have a minister of labor who has his own labor infractions, who himself has broken the pension and insurance laws through his company. No remorse whatsoever. And because I've been calling him out on this, he jumps up, him and Chris Saunders collude with each other, right? Jump up in Parliament last week in Finance Committee, trying to subvert my voice, the voice of this platform, and by extension, the voice of the people. The people of this country, and I'm not really patting myself on the back here, but based on what you guys have said to me, you've never felt so free to express your viewpoints and your opinions as you do now. One lady from Honduras yesterday said she was talking to her son, and she told him, she said, listen, it don't make no difference if it's me, I'm from Honduras, if it's somebody else from Jamaica, if it's a Caymanian, whatever. Sandy looks out for everybody, and she calls out everybody the same. So if the wrongdoer is a Jamaican, a Caymanian, a Honduran, an American, British, it don't make no difference. She's going to call them out. And she's going to likewise defend everyone the same as well. They don't want that, you see. They don't want you guys having options. They want you to believe, erroneously, that they have solutions for the people. Look at them and ask, what real solutions have the majority of your elected officials brought to you? John has been in office how many years now? What has he done? He claimed nobody died under his watch during COVID. Is he crazy? When people try to rewrite history, I sit here and shake my head because I'm like, in this day and age, it's not so easy to rewrite history because we can rewind, right? We can go look at videos. We can go and look at when that cruise ship was coming into our harbor after the Jamaican government turned it away and said, not today, Bobo. You're not coming here with your COVID cases. Our minister of tourism at the time, Moses Kirkernel, was jumping through hoops. Alden McLaughlin and his prospect group, I have the screenshots, folks, was running around telling people, don't listen to CMR. She's spreading propaganda. COVID not coming to Cayman. And COVID, listen, I never seen a cruise liner as big as they are get from Jamaica to Cayman so fast. Came in at dusk that night and wanted the port to allow them to come in. Alden and his government, who claim that nobody died under their watch, a bunch of bold-faced liars, was telling them, yes, come. It was only after we posted the article with the picture of the boat, I remember it so clearly out there in our harbor, saying it has landed. Our government is going to take a chance with this COVID thing. And these were in the early days in March when we didn't know enough about COVID to take a chance. We're like, we don't know what this COVID business is. There was no vaccine. There was nothing. And our government was, come on in for the almighty dollar. So John don't need to try and rewrite history because we know exactly what the score was. He can talk all the foolishness he wants. Not everybody has a selective memory, huh? So let's be very, very clear. A lot of them, not only have they not done anything, but they have actually helped to make this country worse. Right? And guess what? Y'all not paying attention. You can imagine the audacity of our MPs. We have so much crime going on in this country. Every time Christmas comes around, summer, every excuse in the book, here comes the robberies. Right? The robbers are coming, the robberies are coming, the works. And they have the police commissioner come to them before finance committee. You guys know how this works, right? These different agencies, departments come to get their budget approved. They get to be questioned by members of parliament, finance committee members. Here's Joke, aka John. And we gotta find a good name for Chris Saunders. Here they are, platform shoes man, high heel wearing. Here they come. And the two most important questions that they could find to ask the government, the new chief of police. We've said we wanted a Caymanian in the post. Finally, we have a Caymanian. Right? And the most important questions they can come up with are about CMR. Because they're trying to control and subvert free speech in this country. It's like, what? Yeah, Slimy Saunders, somebody says would work. You know, let that sink in for a minute. These are MPs that we're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to per annum to run this country. And that's what they think when it comes to policing is the most important issue facing this country, trying to silence this platform and by extension, silence the people of this country. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, honey.
All is well. All is not well, but I hope all is well with you and the family.
Yes, my dear. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just want to retract a little bit to a question. Well, I heard you say something, you know what I mean? But I want to retract to something to ask a question because I think you're knowledgeable in this field, right? You're a researcher. Where else in the world can I go and live for 10, 15, 20 years and become a birthright person of that country? Like, they'll say, like, I'm Jamaican or I'm American. Not a citizen, you know. Not a citizen. I mean, like, blood right. Like it's telling me I'm married. I'm a black man married to a white woman. Automatically, I am known as brown, or I am actually white now. Because is there anywhere in the world I could do that? Only in Cayman Islands. Because I hear you talking about toilet paper Caymanians and stuff, right? There is no such thing as a paper Caymanian because
no, there isn't.
You are from where you are born. That is my statistic report of it. That's my knowledge. If I was born in Timbuktu, I will be from Timbuktu. If I go to America and I live in America for 500 years, I'm an American citizen. I'm not an American because I was not born there. We need to change the narrative here as we have some draconian laws in our LA that states that a Caymanian is a status holder. That's what it says in our paper.
I'm going to correct you.
Totally wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the distinction that you're trying to make, but I'm going to actually say that once you become an American citizen, you get that citizenship, you are an American. That's what American citizenship means. So
but they would always recognize you as an American citizen.
Well, they can call you an American. They don't have to put citizen with it.
No, but only in Cayman, we don't have Caymanian citizens. We have Caymanians that we're making because our Lord says that a Caymanian is a status holder.
Well, we don't really have citizenship because we're actually not a country. We're not, we're overseas territory. So that would be understanding the distinction of how we can codify, what people are. But you're an American once you become an American citizen.
Well, in other British-controlled territories, they're not known as like how you come here and you become a Caymanian because of a piece of paper. You can't become a person of BVI or any one of those territories just like that. You can't. You will never be from that country. You will always be a citizen of that country. That's my statement I'm trying to make. But what we do, we class everybody here as Caymanians, which is so wrong because you put the Caymanian at a stake that we are not all of them, but they're looking at all of us as one. And it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. You know what I mean? Because I'm a proud Caymanian. My parents are Jamaican, and they have lived here for basically all my life, all my 40-something years, but they still know that they're Jamaican and they respect their country. You know what I mean? At the same time, Cayman gave them a better life. Yes, it's a chance it took because not everybody come to Cayman has a better life, as we hear it on the radio. Right? But they took a chance and they have never committed a crime here. They have actually well, my grandfather was the first shoemaker in Cayman, Mr. Bowie Brown. I ain't afraid to call his name and tell you who I am. You know what I mean? So they have brought great institutions to Cayman. My father used to be a prison officer, used to be a school teacher. All these things. My mother's a financial advisor. You know what I mean? So it's like they have brought things here and they have adopted here as their home. But they knowingly within themselves, they have never told me, look, son, I'm a Caymanian. No, they have never gave up their birthright. But we have people here who come from, we accept them here and they act like they're better than the people are from here, but they're from here. I don't get it.
Well,
I really don't get it.
I mean, to be quite honest, it's just a lack of respect. That's what it comes down to. You can't disrespect
asylum one time, but we give Cuban asylum, right? And then they come and protest and say that they want their own people to have asylum, and that's not how asylum works. It doesn't. But yet we give them the avenue to sit out there and protest in our government places. I think that's an arrestable offense anywhere else in the world. But only in Cayman we accept these things and say, well, we are passive people. But like I tell them, to the time to be passive is over.
Yep.
We have to be pro. We are not anti anything, We have to be pro. We have to stand up for what we believe in. Stop believing everything that come on the plane or come off from somewhere else is better than what's here. That's why you look at our construction industry. A lot of the old people, them who built Cayman, all these beautiful hotels that brought all the tourists here, they can't even get a damn job. So how does that work? We're replacing our own with what? That's why we at this moment are a minority in our own country. Where else in the world you see that? And there's no protection from that.
Yeah.
When I hear stuff like this and I see stuff like this, it makes me angry because I have kids here. Yeah. What will they achieve? What will they have? You have Gianna. You have to think 20 years from now, what she gonna get here?
Exactly. That's why I'm working now to make sure I can secure something for her. Because
that is the tough part.
If you think it rough now, geez,
no, but you have to work double hard, Sandra.
Of course.
Tell you why.
No, I understand.
You have to work to support your lifestyle and your life, and also to fix one for your child.
Yeah.
By the time if anything should happen to you, which it should be wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
It's wrong because it gives you no time in your lifetime to be selfish in a way to say, well, indulge in my sacrifice that I have made.
Yeah. Yep.
That is totally wrong.
But I'll be honest with you too.
For my child.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you too, caller. This concept of creating generational opportunities, not always generational wealth, but generational opportunities for people is something that our forefathers let go of. They lost the plot.
All these politicians too.
Yeah, and this is why now our people are suffering. Because you know how many Caymanians, right? had access to good property in Cayman and we let it go for short-sightedness, for a quick dollar, instead of holding on to it and having something to pass on to our children and their children and their children's children. So we also have to accept our lack of foresight has put us exactly where we are.
Well, with some of them, right, the lack of foresight came from poverty, you know. You being land rich and cash poor is a different thing, you know, because you can't really eat the land. And enough of the land that they sold, it was like swamp land that they couldn't fill the thousands of dollars it would cost to subdivide and fill. They didn't have it. So I understand with some of them, you know, but we have sold our souls basically for $1 here. And to please every Tom, Dick, and Harry that come here, we have sold our soul for that. Which is total, and like it affects me because I have kids here that I have to think about what are they going to have when the future comes. If now is the future and we are a minority in our own system with a failing education system, what will we have? We have a role of a system that don't work because I've worked in the industry for over 18 years and I've seen people roll over after their 9 year and come back to that same position, either a gas station or a supermarket. These are not rocket science jobs. These are not even high school degree jobs. Once you could read and understand, you could have these jobs. But I have seen people come back here as gas pump attendants. As simple as that. After 9 years. So you telling me that there was no suitable Cayman and you could find to put that position?
Well, I can tell you a lot of Caymanians don't want those companies. But hold on to a lot of Caymanians don't want those jobs either.
So, the reason for that is
I don't know if Leroy
is the minimum wage.
Well, I don't know if Leroy's here. I don't know if Leroy's here this morning.
No, but you can't go to the bank at working at one of these hotels. You're making $1,000 or $2,000 in gratuities, right? And then you're making $650 or $450 an hour. The bank not listening to you. You would never own a home in Cayman.
Well, then we need to figure out because people love restaurant jobs. They take in home all $5,000-$6,000 a month.
Yes, but the bank does not see that. The bank does not recognize that fluctuation of money. And you understand that too, Sandra. But you know this. The bank don't see that money. That's why they came on. Okay, I remember back in the 80s, Holiday Inn, right? And I had people, I knew people working there at $650 an hour. And that's in 87 and 86. And I know people now in 2023 making the same $6 an hour.
By the way, I'm glad you brought up this minimum wage. Because my sources are telling me that this new PPF government is not going to deliver anything on minimum wage. They now backtracking, saying, no. We're not going to change minimum wage after all. So I want to know where the minimum wage. I want to know where the minimum wage report is. Caller, thank you so much for your comments this morning.
Thank you so much for my time too.
All right, darling. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
936-2626 is the telephone number. Phone lines are open. Instagram, folks. KY Brandon 1 says legal immigrants who contribute to society are always welcome. My apologies. Yes, Brandon. I agree with you 1,000%. Denver says, minimum wages should be for Caymanians only. No, because that just encourages more of this, problem that we have, the human trafficking. Mark says the name for Chris Saunders is Testicular Saunders, except he hasn't really proven that he's got the testicular fortitude he keeps talking about. Marshall says he's the fruitcake man. That might be a contender. Lots of people agreeing with that last caller. Miss Blondie says, Sandra, I think you need a comedy show in the evenings to help with the stress. You tell it like it is and you make us laugh, yet we hear the truth. Lord have mercy. These people again. Yes, hello. Yeah, I instructed the last person who called to please give Marlon a call because I'm actually live on my radio show. which means I can't actually talk to you. Yeah? So you should have an alternate number on file to call for Marlon. Please give him a call. Okay, thank you. Lord have mercy. Hold on a second here. Let me message Marlon. Let me see what's going on here. I mean, this is what you call a good security company, though. Jeez, I'm peace. Nobody not breaking in there. All right, let's see what we can do there. All right, Dacia says, good morning, Sandra. As far as I know, once you obtain naturalization in Cayman, you become a citizen of the Cayman Islands. In turn, you become a British Overseas Territory citizen. Well, there's no such thing as Caymanian citizenship because we are not a country. So I think we need to understand what we are. A piece of paper can't make a person a national of another country. This is an international illusion. Well, it's not international illusion. It's actually a legal distinction. So somebody says at Eats, they make $4 an hour. I was surprised. That's because of Gratz. Because when they were negotiating the minimum wage, the restaurants were able to get an exemption from it because they do make gratuities. And in fact, most people tell you that the gratuities, well make up for what they're able to do. I think, I would love to be able to get bankers on this show to understand exactly how they do view people who work for gratuities, because they're not the only ones who are at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to how the banks will scrutinize you and your income and whatever. Even business owners, right? We go through a whole other category of, scrutiny in order to get loans. It's not as simple as you think. If you have a rental property, do you know if you try to use the income from that rental property to qualify for a loan, they're only going to take like 50% of the rental income into consideration. So banks have their formulas, and it's not just people who work in gratuities that might be at a little bit of a disadvantage, but there's a reason why the banks will do that. Now, if you work in gratuities, but you have a spouse that doesn't, that's an important distinction. So basically your spouse and what they make at their regular job can carry the loan more so than you. And then the bank will see you as a contributor kind of thing, but it'll still help you to get qualified. So anybody in the world of banking that wants to come on here and have some real honest discussion about what you guys look at and how you make determinations. I don't know why these banks like to hide and pretend like this is some kind of state secret. This is how it works. That's why I tell people, when you're a business owner, you got to make sure that your paperwork is in order. Don't commingle your accounts. Have a proper business account set up. Incorporate it so it's separate from your personal assets. There are ways to do things that will impress the bank with, okay, you're actually taking your affairs seriously. All right. So to make the record clear, on Wednesday's show, we are going to have some regional partners come on from Jamaican Gleaner, used to work there, other publications across the region. We might get our friend from Miami Herald, if she's available, to talk about when politicians, because this is a very, very dangerous thing that these politicians are trying to do. But you see, they're assuming that we're all asleep at the wheel or we don't care, right? And I don't know who told Chris Saunders and who told John that little nappy head Sandy Hill from Georgetown is the one to go play with. Because never in a million years would they think that they could be so bright. Not today, Bobo. If it's one thing that I learned at a very, very early age, folks, you have got to be prepared to stand up for yourself, because nobody else can really hardly ever do it. You've got to be prepared to make your voice be heard. If you have to protest, peaceful protests, sit-ins, whatever, you have got to do it. I'm not the one. I don't play with people when it comes to freedom of expression. John, he's one of the worst MPs that we have. Since he's gotten this new appointment, he not even showed up to work in government building, yet getting paid over $12,000 a month to do what? He think that people don't know? The very civil servants are complaining about him not showing up to work. How many of you could make over $12,000 a month, and not go to work? Raise your hands. Nobody. You be working overtime. You're in management. Shoot, for $6.25 an hour, you better show up to work or you're gonna get fired. This is what we have hired as MPs. And you guys over the weekend were like, well, if he won't come at you, Sandy, need we remind him of all of his various infractions? So you guys started sending in comments like this. Here's one. Dear CMR, I also can confirm what this person is saying about John's business. When I interviewed with them years ago, it was a Filipino who interviewed me and couldn't even speak, much less understand my proper English. She gave me an agreement that they pay X amount monthly in high or low season. So for example, if I worked overtime, I wouldn't get what I worked for. Or low season, in high or low season, I wouldn't get what I worked for. When season is slow, they still pays the exact same amount. So for example, if it's $1,400 monthly, even if your work finished early and no flights to work for days in a month, but in high season, even when you do overtime, you're still getting the exact same $1,400 a month. I said, what kind of scam is this? No wonder they have Filipinos in here slaving away. I turned down the offer and never looked back. John is a crusty charcoal crook. That was what this person shared. So again, the Minister of Labor is full of nothing but labor complaints. Here was another one. Night, Miss Sandra. Sorry for messaging you so late, but I was just watching the video skit of you talking about Mr. Saunders and you called John's name. I wanted you to sound out Mr. Seymour because he owns a company named APS and he's not dealing with his workers according to the law, but he sits high as a minister. He's not paying them double on holidays. Some of them complain about their insurance and vacation pay, and he should be ashamed of himself. And I see how hard everyone works out by the airport for them to be treated unfairly, but some won't talk because they're on permits. Well, most are on permits. I don't want my name called because I work alongside these people every day and I work for government, but I wanted to make you know that whatever you want to do with it, to be my guest, but something has got to change. I've been talking about this with John for years, and nothing has changed. It continues. It's a crying shame, and the man has no scruples. He talking about Sandy using profanity. While he's worried about me using profanity on my own platform with my own freedom of expression, protected by the Constitution, you are blatantly breaking labor laws, and you won't address that. The police should have arrested you right there in Parliament, handcuff you, and drag you out of Parliament. And he has no desire, right, to follow any of these laws because DLP isn't doing their job. So when we talk about enforcement, how many of you could go 10 years without paying your workers' pension and never be arrested for it? It is an arrestable offense. And John don't care because nobody's going to touch him. He don't show up to work and getting paid over 12 grand a month. He falls asleep during cabinet meetings. Droopy. Right? And nothing is done. Come on now. And you worried about me pumping off a few words? Child, please. That should be the least of your worries. Really and truly. And then Chris Saunders, try and hush about him. with his fruitcake self. No, sir. These people special, boy. Sexually harassing and threatening civil servants at work. That should be an arrestable offense too. But he not asking the police commissioner about that. That should have been the question. Mr. Commissioner Walton, you know, when MPs working in the government building and they harass civil servants to the point where the civil servants don't even want to come to work, they have to be put on leave because of the amount of stress that they're under, because this man trying to get into their panties, and when they won't allow him to, he's right. Can he be arrested for that? Can we launch an investigation into that, sir? That's the question that he should have been asking. More about him. Not today, Bobo. Remember, like I said on Friday, I know where the bones are buried, and I'm only digging on the surface. You do not want me to continue digging. Christopher Saunders. John Seymour. Your bones not even buried, honey child. You such a hot mess. Go sit down. This person says, good morning. Correction. You don't automatically become a British citizen anymore. You have to make an application. The law has changed. John FOI need to remember how he was soliciting a barmaid for $500 to sleep with him for his birthday. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Who was at the door? Good Lord. Everybody harassing me today. Who is this? Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Officers, I'm good. I told the security company that I don't know what was going on there, why the alarm system was going on, but you guys are free to have a look around. But we've been doing some construction, so it could just be that. Yeah. And I'm thinking they must not be able to get a hold.
Yeah, I observed the construction in 47B.
Yes. So I think that that's what was setting off the alarm. But everything seems to be fine. But I appreciate you guys coming out.
No problem. You're welcome. We did some checks around both properties. All the doors and windows appear to be intact at this time.
Yes, thank you.
I think it's a keyhole that was coming here. 20 minutes time.
Okay, so maybe they spoke to Marlon.
Yeah, I think that was the name we were given.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think it's just the construction zone. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, you're welcome. Have a good one now.
You too. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Honey child, the good are sitting on that. There's some good officers. Yes, appreciate the check-in. Ay. Yes, sir. Yeah, he is. I told you I got a new project. And of course, we begun security. So the alarm system keeps going off, but it's just construction. All right. People said dig up all the bones. We need to know. They were sitting there waiting with their little penguin sipping coffee. Caymanians don't want to show up for work. They also go on to say when they do, they have poor attitudes. Chris's nickname should be Soundbite Chris. He only good for lickle videos and catchphrases. That's true too. They had a meeting yesterday in regards to who leaked that information to you. What information? I don't know what that information is. This person says the cops just pulled up at your place. Yes, neighbor. Oh God. I know. Ay. Security tight. Even the neighbors watching out for me. Thank you. I was told that I'm not going to get reelected because I show up for work. What? Lord have mercy. Is this like opposites day? Morning, Sandy. Please keep my identity private. The caller is right. My brother works in the tourism industry and he's currently trying to get a loan and the bank is not recognizing the fluctuations in salary. So what are they actually recognizing is the question. What a hot mess. This person says, good morning, Sandy. Our forefathers had to sell their property as our government put stipulations on them as they had to put in water, light, pave roads, etc. They didn't have cash to do such. hence why having to sell. One time they could have say, Sam, go in and make a path and decide which corner you want to build your house. No longer could they do such, and now roads had to be paved. It was no longer an access road that was just paved, plus water and electricity had to go in before we could build on the land. Our government is not for its people, but for the foreigners. That's why we don't have anything now for children and their children to come. Very sad. That might be part of the equation, but I know of a lot of cases where it was just raw land and nobody was building on it, and they still gave it away, sold it for little to nothing. Another person says, good morning, honey child. You think the government will take that up with what you're suggesting when John is in control of WRC/CBC and he has so many complaints against him? Sandra, what is happening is that any position that can be done online, when the person rolls over, the position goes overseas, and then 1 year later, they're back with the same position. Oh, yes, that's definitely happening. Somebody says, please limit the call time. If nobody else is calling, I do give people a little bit of a blight, but yes, that one went over 10 minutes. They said, what's the word of the day? I'm pretty flabbergasted. I'm completely shocked. I agree that it's human trafficking and modern day slavery. They came and take over Cayman. Wow. Another person says, morning, Sandy. That just shows you that there are too many non-Caymanians or new Caymanians in high positions in our government. And that's probably why that lady could make that remark, referring now to Dion, because their own nationals are in these positions and help them out. Also, we need to be careful which of these companies/people we use, as the workers may be the same people that rob our houses later. I agree about lack of foresight, but that's why the government needs to put in educational seminars to provide information on how to keep your land that was inherited from their parents or grandparents. Yep. The biggest threat to Cayman isn't climate change, it's Jamaicans with status, says this person. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank you for your politician, man, McKeeva Bush. John could not get a security job in another country due to his high IQ and weight, yet he is a minister in Cayman. Caymanians, stop selling your soul for turkey. No pun intended. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. For a turkey, the turkey that you just elected. Somebody's recommending some Vicks rub. Thank you. I do have my Vicks handy. This person says, good morning, Miss Sandra. Good morning, darling. You is what I think and where immigration should start. You have to be 25 years in order to qualify for a work permit. That would give our school leavers a chance to get a job, and it would allow these young people in other countries a chance to get qualified, at heart in Jamaica and other places. My 2 cents. Just like how immigration says you have to get a visa, when you get a visa to come here, 1 to 13 and 70 to 100, you don't need a visa. That in 25 years and over are qualified to apply for work permit, you would see a big difference. Nip it in the bud. That's interesting. So a requirement, an age requirement for work permits. Okay. Why does WRC not have a construction enforcement department? The industry has always and will always have problems. They are pretty shady. Right. So someone brought up a situation here with me last week. And since we're talking about gratuities, let's have a little disclosure on this. So for people who work in the gratuities industry, you know that there's actually, and I was so glad when we had the president of CETA come on the program and explain to us how the gratuity scheme worked. Because I, for example, this is my own ignorance, did not know that a gratuity scheme had to actually be registered with the Department of Labor and Pension, so that they're tracking the gratuities and stuff that you are paying people, and that makes good sense. Like, I had no idea that it was so organized as rightfully it should be. So there's an accusation here, and we don't take accusations without some degree of evidence. But there's an accusation here that managers are actually taking the gratuity from their staff. Now, I found this really peculiar. And before I really call this out, let me see if we can get Mr. Leacock on the line. He's president of CETA, because I want to ask him this about the gratuity scheme. So let me just see if I'm able to get him on the line here. Now, funny enough, it's been over an hour and IG still going. I thought the system only works like it would restart every, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I know for sure it's been over an hour. And we're going strong with over 70 people. So good for you guys over on Instagram. So let's give Mr. Leacock a call this morning, see if he can answer this gratuities related question for us. And then I want to show y'all something. And then after this, we're going to get to the beach fight over the weekend and the other weekend. So
good morning. How you doing?
Hey, morning, Troy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I've got a gratuities question. You're live on radio, by the way. And I know that we talked about gratuities before, but I can't remember if you specifically said this. So when you do the registered gratuities, right, with DLP, do managers and owners normally take gratuities as well? Are they part of the gratuities pool?
Not owners. Well, I mean, it all depends. I mean, it just really does depend. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it's forbidden for managers to take it, for example,
right?
Because obviously you have different levels of managers as well, right? So, but the important thing is that the scheme needs to be approved by DLP. So whatever the guidelines are for that specific industry segment, it needs to be pre-approved. So you have to make a case for the levels at which you're going to share gratuities.
Okay, so if an owner / manager wanted to share in the gratuities pool, they should submit that to DLP, and then DLP would approve it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could have an owner that's in the front of house, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's actually a waiter or server. That's so I mean, it's that's perfectly justifiable. So yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to be looking at a situation where a particular owner is doing that. So I wanted to just clarify.
Again, that's assuming that they're working in the business, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the important thing. It's just like, somebody on a captain of a boat, they own the boat, they're running the business, they get a tip, and they share the tip with the other crewmate or whatever. Same thing, somebody owns a salon, but they're a stylist. If they get a tip, they get a tip. I mean, it's your ownership is separate from your employment in a business.
Right. So this person says managers are not supposed to get grats, but you're saying it's not that there's anything illegal necessarily if they do it.
And it depends on their role, right? So that's what I'm saying. If they have a role as an employee and the way they're being paid is in line with the way that any other employee would be paid for that role, then there's no justification for them not participating in the pool. There really isn't, So now if you look at a hotel with 600 employees, they might decide to cut the gratuity pool at a certain level of assistant manager or departmental manager, that sort of thing. So the important thing is that the schemes need to be approved. That's the important point.
And when they're approved with DLP, does an employee have a right to see the approved scheme?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the approved scheme is, well, again, I mean, it depends on what's practical at a level of, depending on the size of the business. But schemes are very transparent. Like if you want to change a scheme and, like, for example, a restaurant, if you want to move and give the people in the kitchen, a higher percentage of the pool or whatever, everybody has to agree to this. This isn't something that you can do surreptitiously. I mean, it's very transparent arrangement. And there are very strict guidelines too. I mean, like, hotels in particular have, there's a guideline of how the schemes should be structured. So it's not just kind of willy-nilly, it's there is a structure to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for clarifying that again. We appreciate it.
All right, great. I'll tune in.
Okay. Thanks very much.
I don't know what you're talking about this morning, but I'll tune in.
Thanks, Troy.
All right.
All right. So yes, we always appreciate people with industry knowledge stepping up to the plate and providing that information, because that's very, very useful information there, folks. So thank you again. Troy Leacock has his own restaurant business. He works in tourism. He has his own boat, as well as he is actually the president of CETA now also. So he's saying it's not against the law, but it has to be registered. I have a lot of people who are working in tourism saying that managers are not supposed to be getting grants. This other person says, please keep my ID private. The caller is right. My brother, oh, we did that already. Sorry. Just the biweekly salary from what I can understand. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was with the grants. So this person says, I knew in the past management are not supposed to get grants. It's against the law for management to get it. So it seems like it's not against the law. However, there appears to be some sort of a question mark over this situation. So let me give you this one that we received by way of an example. So this is one of the owners of this place called Steak Social, which, by the way, I've never been. I heard it's good if you like steaks. I've actually never even been there. But this is information that we have been provided in relation to one of the owners. Now, supposedly she kind of works there, but then staff says she's hardly ever there. Sometimes she works as a host. But look at what she is doing with the gratuities. And so the workers are like, how is this fair? So she is her name is Andrea. She's making $2,400 every 2 weeks. That's not too shabby. Yes, sir. Even if she's working in the business. So that is $4,800, almost $5,000 that she's making. And then she's also collecting on top of that gratuities as well. I can't figure out the percentage of the gratuities, but this is interesting. So we have this pay period from November the 7th through the 27th. She made $2,400 as her regular salary. My apologies. And then on top of that, another $1,615.46. Right? So that's my goodness, sorry. That's a little bit shy of what her actual salary is she's making in gratuities. So people are saying her and her husband are the foreign owners in this. And she is almost doubling her salary with the gratuities. The accusation is she's hardly ever there. Here's another pay period in November where she's did $1,484. Is that the same pay period? I'm a little bit confused about why there's a fluctuation here. Here's one in October where she made $1,392 in grats. And then here's another one and another pay period in October where she made over $1,200 in grats. So the accusation from, the people at Steak Social that work there, the waiters and stuff like that, they're not happy because they're saying that, number one, she is actually making $2,400 every 2 weeks, plus the additional gratuities every 2 weeks as well. And that she's taken a higher percentage. I guess everybody else is taking 4.5, and she's taking way more than that as an owner/manager. It's interesting. Again, is this a potential loophole in the law where, she is, for whatever reason, being able to skirt through this information or skirt through, this loophole in the law? If there's no legal requirement that she can't get it, what a hot mess. I don't know. Stephanie says gratuity should be a description of designation. Again, the guidelines should be accessible, opposed to asking an individual what the law says. I have always been trained to ask the question, can you show me that in writing? Well, I mean, he is familiar with the registration of the gratuities scheme, and he's also in a position to advise people on what it is, being the president of CETA, the Cayman Islands Tourism Association. So a lot of us don't know very much about the gratuities scheme and how it actually works. So we're looking to ask someone who is in the know. Tracy said, when I worked at the Hyatt donkey years ago, the manager and the GM all got a cut out of the gratuity pool. Even though they were in salary, it wasn't right. So once again, if there's no law against it, it might not be right, like morally, but if there's no law against it, there you go. That's exactly what's going to happen every single time. Candy says, yes, tell them greedy owners that they're taking gratuities. They're taking gratuities and sharing. Mark, said that the Hyatt got in trouble for that years ago. Denver says that laws in our country are against us. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning. Sandy Dexter here. See, I'm not afraid to say who I am.
Yes, sir.
Let me turn on my phone, my radio. I know for a fact that this woman who went one day, and I think the 2 or 3 days afterwards, she's a foreign national. She got a work permit. They're paying at this restaurant. Apparently, this person owns about 6 restaurants, so he shifts them around to different places. The person told me that what they do is pay. The salary is $450 or $475, and they use the gratuity to make up the difference. To me, that is wrong, wrong. That to me, that's criminal. I mean, they're not complaining because they do pretty good in gratuities, but even so, $450 an hour is nothing. These are the things that the authorities need to look into.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dexter. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Yes, folks, 936-2626. Phone lines are open. A lot of people are of the opinion that as an owner, they should not be, Denver says she's an owner and should not be collecting grats. I think the way that they're getting around it is that as an owner, she's also there working as hosting or managing or whatever. So there you have it. When there are no clear laws, people will definitely take advantage of the situation. Someone says unions need to be formed. And unions are only as good as the people, I suppose, who are running them and looking out for their workers. Vanessa says that means that she has a flat salary. And then she's also getting grats on top of that. She says she can't be making grats. What a hot mess. There you have it, folks. I don't know. Romelia says gratuities have always been an issue in Cayman for donkey years and still continuing. Labor Board has never been any help with this. And again, this is unfortunate because I then asked the question, if this has been an issue for donkey years, where are these labor ministers that have come and gone and have never seen it fit to address gratuities, labor violations, all this kind of stuff? But yet they're worried about who's cursing on the radio, not on the radio, on social media. because we don't use profanity on the radio because we know that's against off-regs rules. You understand what I'm saying to you? We get what we deserve in terms of elected officials. You elect a donkey, and all he's going to be able to do is he and haw all day long. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Where's my little donkey button here? Do I still have a donkey button? Oh, gosh, I used to have a donkey button. I need to bring it back. Oh, I don't have a donkey button anymore. All right, I'm going to find my donkey and bring it back. Because clearly, we need a donkey button. Ms. Blondie says Mr. McKeever Bush years ago went to Treasure Island and the rest of the hotels and got the grats sorted out for Caymanians. Well, did he really? Because if that's the case, we wouldn't be talking about it now. Talking to these people off record and saying, oh, you better fix this situation, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. That doesn't help anything if you don't actually change the law and then have somebody to enforce it. So I don't know what he did to sort it out for Caymanians, but apparently not fixed all now. Do things the right way. Not no underhanded business. Live says, try alum for your throat. Professional speakers use it. Google alum and ask your local. Well, I'm recovering from I actually have something here as well called this one I keep in my drawer. This one is Vocal Zone. If it was just a throat issue, because trust me, talking 3 hours a day, not easy. This would be great. I'll take one now. But it really isn't a throat issue. It's recovering from this flu. And so my sinuses are still like draining and that impacts my voice. That's what's going on. Ugh, TMI. Damar laughing at the donkey. That was my best donkey impression. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. Not very good at it. Kadeen says every hotel staff every hotel start off like that besides the Kimpton is 4.3 plus grats. Starts off like, well. Damar says Sandria lick shots 100%. Thank you, Damar. What a hot mess, honey child. Okay. Speaking of licking shots, or something else that we have to talk about with our MPs that demonstrates how some of them just have no behavior. What do I mean by this? Thank you, McDonald on Instagram says too much advantage is being taken of permit holders in the Cayman Islands. Everybody, but definitely permit holders as well. So listen, you guys know that the new Speaker of the House is Sir Alden McLaughlin. He got it because Wayne Panton turned it down, basically. Wayne don't want nothing to do with the hot mess that's going on over there in the Parliament right now. So when he took it over, there were a lot of people asking me, and I was kind of waiting to see if he would do the right thing. Honey child, waiting for a politician to do the right thing is like waiting for, I don't even know what, because it's just not coming. It's just not going to happen. So, Alden is actually a member and chairman of the Progressives. So in other words, politically, he's in there with the Progressives. When he took on the position of Speaker, that is supposed to be a neutral role. So by all accounts, and I do mean by all accounts, Alden should have resigned from his Speaker position. He hasn't resigned. I'm just trying to find this screenshot here. Give me one quick second, because people have been sending me these, and I do want to share these with you. Not only has he not resigned, but he has allowed, and I don't think he's doing this himself, because I doubt Alden probably even knows how to use Instagram or any of these things, but he has allowed his social media pages to voice opinions on what is happening in cabinet. Give me 1 second, Let me find it, honey child. Because this is shocking. It should never be allowed. I was doing some research the other day on this about what happens in the UK, in the House of Commons and so on, right? Everybody else with a political affiliation would resign from their political affiliation. Only in the Cayman Islands, where it is amateur hour 24/7, with our MPs, do we see them not resigning. So let me try to find this one here for you. So he actually has a position that is supposed to be the most neutral position in Parliament. And he's not exercising any degree of neutrality whatsoever. This is shocking. Y'all are not paying attention to this, but you should be, because this demonstrates once again what a farce this UPPF government is. Now, listen, it's one thing to say that you don't care for a government and their leader and question things in relation to that. When you have direct evidence, right, that they are not following proper laws, proper protocol, even if it's not codified. As someone who is an attorney at law, we have more attorneys in Parliament now than we have ever had, right? Let me try and find this. I need to find these screenshots for you to show you what I mean. And so I'm surprised that no one has pointed out to Alden, Sir Alden, shouldn't you be resigning from the Progressives? Not only has he not resigned from the Progressives, but he demonstrates his lack of complete inability to be neutral. Oh boy. Here we go. Here are 4 other instances. Let me pull up these photos now for you. Of where it clearly shows collusion between himself and his party, which he was not forced to resign as a member of to hold the position of Speaker. Resignation is a common practice that is even done in England's Parliament. Yes. So let me show you where the problem now lies. Okay. And like I said, this really demonstrates their lack of common sense, their lack of political awareness. This is why parties in Cayman, despite what y'all want to say, oh, you know, we need parties. Parties are a joke. Parties are a way, speaking of our word of the week, to subvert your individuality and to just ensure that you toe the line. Let me show you exhibit A, B, C, D, E, and F. All right. Hold on. Actually, it's A, B, C, and D. All right, here we go. Okay. Barbara Connolly. Deputy Opposition Leader Joey Hugh highlights the former PACT government's failure to deliver on their promises to the country, key projects, and it goes ... I don't follow any of these people on Instagram. Same post for Joey Hugh. Same post for Roy McTaggart, leader of the opposition. But more importantly, the same post for Roy Tatum and, hold on, where's the one for Alden? The exact same post for Alden McLaughlin as well. Folks, this is a problem. This should not be allowed constitutionally. This runs afoul of neutrality. Why has Alden McLaughlin not resigned from his party? You see, this is the very definition of wanting to have your cake and eat it too. You cannot do that. Yeah? That's not how this works. You have to choose. If you want to be Speaker of the House, and this is why I'm sure that Mr. Wayne Panton turned it down, because if you want to be Speaker of the House, you can't be participating. Even when he did his introductory speech, there were questions there going, whoa, 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 whoa. This man seems to be crossing the line. and his introductory remarks of what would be expected as speaker. He was making, in law, we talk about overture comments and stuff, right? With a decision. He was making comments where he was going too far. So here it is. He's allowing someone to post on his behalf, yes, on his social media pages that demonstrates a lack of neutrality. Nobody got the memo. Nobody got the explanation that this should not be permitted. You should not be doing this. When can we expect a resignation from the progressives? He's chairman of the party. Yeah. All the MPs are sitting there. And you mean to tell me not a single MP, Juliana O'Connor Connolly, allowed him to become Speaker of the House? She's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. All these people are lawyers. And not a single one of them have said, I think that you should step down. Leader of the opposition, Mr. Roy McTaggart, senior individual in the party. Yes? And he likewise is not saying you need to step down? Because Alden is all over his social media platforms talking about criticizing excessive borrowing and spending, fiscal responsibility, this, that, and the next thing. What? How does this work? No neutrality. So once again, in Parliament, they don't even follow the rules themselves. And the rest of us must follow rules in this country? I mean, I do see the point where at some point in time you get sick and tired of being the only person trying to follow the rules around this place. Alejandro says bunch of cowards. Oh, move my little man out of the way. Who don't want to do the right thing. Ms. Blondie says, Sandra, I do think that it was in effect legally. It would be good to check it out to see where it was thrown out and my home. Maybe it should be made known the status on this important issue. Well, I can check into this, but I'm pretty sure that nothing has ever been changed in law, Ms. Blondie. So I don't know how you can affect something legally if it doesn't have any legal backing. So Stephanie is asking about critical thinking. I'm not so sure that exists, but hey, she says we have to independently seek the truth. With all this corruption, who can we trust? Well, I suppose you could say trust no one and seek out the information for yourselves. Alejandro wants to know if he can be speaker. What a mess. CJW, good morning to you. Says what took place with the African and his travel documents on Friday. That is still, there's some inquiries still going on in relation to that because we discovered something very, very bizarre, but they're on their way back to WRC this morning. So give me a few days for it to all come out in the wash, and then I'll give you a full update. El Rey says this nonsense is happening while we are an independent country. Just imagine what it would be if we were independent. Oh my God. Yeah. This is kind of scary, actually. Because you got 19 MPs. 18 of them, Mr. Wayne Panton's out sick after his accident. So say 18 of them showing up. Not a single person has said, look at this obvious conflict of interest. Mr. Alden McLaughlin should step down. Not a single one. My God. Help us. Help us, dear Lord. All right. Let me move on to complaints about the beach. What a mess. So I had a number of people message me yesterday about not being able to go to the beach and enjoy themselves. Public beach, that is. One parent was saying how did I post this one? I can't remember if I posted this one or not. But how basically she can't even go with her daughter and enjoy, family time at the beach. Because unfortunately, there's people there rolling the drugs on public beach. I was like, what did you just say? People rolling drugs? Yeah. Sitting there rolling drugs on public beach in front of her child. The child can't go to the bathroom. Again, we talk about criminality, law and order, and you can no longer go to public beach without being inundated by drug use and the such. Wow. This is pretty shocking. I'm trying to find this message. Let's see where this is. And then in addition to that, public beach being used for parties that have not been sanctioned. So I'm going to show you guys some video footage here in relation to that. And that's going to get into the fight situation, rough seas. So hold on. So have a look at this slew of parties. This is partying now that is happening at public beach. No police in sight. People living their best party lives with no monitoring or anything of the sort. Yes, we're there, child. Is it where the party was this weekend? I don't know nothing about no rubber dub tub and whatever that was, but the real party fat was at public beach. This is what was happening there. DJ equipment, the works. All right, folks, this is just a snippet of some of the partying that was happening this weekend. This is where it's at. Unbelievable. So, yes, this is what is going on. I had no clue that public beach had turned into such a party location. But, parents are saying that in broad daylight, they can't even take their underage children to the beach anymore because they are being forced to, have to deal with this type of illegal activity on the beach, and nobody is scrutinizing it whatsoever. I was like, wow, who would have thunk it? Yeah, can't take their children. Underage children should not be subjected to seeing people dealing in drugs and rolling drugs on our public beaches, of all places. I mean, they shouldn't be subjected to it anywhere, but definitely not on our public beaches. But this is exactly what people are complaining about. No, sir. So it's a sad day when this is what our public beach has turned into. And I have to ask the question, where are the police? People can have fetes and parties on public beach like this, and there is no police in sight. Nobody booked that location for a party. Nobody paid the reservation fee to book the cabana. So how does this happen exactly? You just show up and do whatever you want in typical fashion. Wow. So later on in the evening now, when we got word that there was a fight. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning, honey child. How are you?
Good morning. Not bad. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored beyond all measures.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what's going on.
I just wanted to add in with the public beach issue.
Yes.
Last week, I went to drop off some passengers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so hungry. I said, let me go to where they're selling food and buy some food. Upon my arrival to the food stand, I saw this Jamaican national sitting down with one of the humongous joint of weed in his mouth, talking and
hold on. Not the humongouses. Lord have mercy. Go on.
Huge joint of weed in this man's mouth while conversating with her tourists.
Wow.
So I said, excuse me, about 4 times. I said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. And when I finally got his attention, he says, I said, sir, are you aware that is illegal in the Cayman Islands? Go ask your mother. He went off and he started to cuss me the most Hey.
Wow.
He went off. I said, really?
Oh my God.
Okay. Calm and polite. Okay, no problem. I called 911 in front of him. I called 911. I described what he had on, what he looked like, where it's being sold under the white tent. There's a blue tent and a white tent that are selling food and drinks. And what they didn't cost me wasn't left. And threatened to chop me up because they sell coconuts as well. And they would chop up my you know what. Anyhow, I called after I called 911, I started to voice record them. After I finished, I said if they were getting too hostile, I went live. And while I am live and saying what's going on here at our public beach, one of them guys came up to me and slapped my phone out of my hand. Get from down here, so what you do down here, so video people. You not make no money today because you not make no money today. Why you come down here and harass people? Where is Premier? Isn't she under Lands and Commission? Where is Sabrina Turner? She is over food with DEH to be doing their food inspection. Minister Brian, tourism is damaging our tourism product. And even Deputy Premier is over DC, is on the DCI is under him.
Yes.
Why can't we get these people off? Couple weeks ago, we had on TripAdvisor where a man downhill sells coconuts, was forcing the guests to buy weed or visitors to buy weed. It hit TripAdvisor. What they gonna do? Wait till our public beach hit TripAdvisors before they get these people off of our beach, damaging our tourism product. And you know what hurts me the most? This is my only bread and butter, my tourism. You understand? When they damage it, all they gonna do is take the flight and go back there where they come from, We Caymanians can stay here in the mess. It is so wrong. Our government needs to step up and stand up and show them that we are not stooping to their level. They should be banned from that beach. We should have whether it's police or DCI on that, not DCI, Lansing Commission on that beach 24/7 while ships are in. Because that is what being exposed to our tourism product.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine how they go back and talk about us Cayman. I am tired of Cayman getting slapped in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a majority of it is by foreign nationals.
Mm-hmm.
They play bad man and behave bad man home, but yet they had to find Cayman. Why they never stay where they come from and play bad man over there?
Mm-hmm. Well,
and everybody's just hush.
I gotta tell you why, because there's too many bad men over there, so that's a competition in and of itself.
But
Lord
then our government
mercy.
shouldn't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Franz Manderson? Why isn't these things being enforced? Why isn't our laws being enforced? You have some of them who have status. When they go for their status grant to receive their status, they are told, uphold the law of the Cayman Islands. And if they're not upholding the law of the Cayman Islands, what then, Mr. Manderson? Is there any penalties for it, Mr. Manderson? And God knows we have a lot of them who are status holders. Living, the only daily living is selling drugs. And they're not short of hearing it. They're not short of knowing who they is, because they well know each and majority of them, I would rather say. They well know. They well know the locations. Why can't this be taken care of? Especially with our tourism product. It should not have to wait to meet to get on TripAdvisor for the world to see. It shouldn't. I'm sorry. It needs dealt with. Lansing Commission needs to step up. They are overcharged of Crown properties. They need to deal with it. It now 1 or 2 Crown properties that are being abused in the Cayman Islands, and it seems as if they are turning a blind eye. I had one. I called Lansing Commission couple of weeks ago, and I told them that there's a Crown property at off of Evaneline that needs cleaning. So if they can, now that the NICE program was on, if they could get the NICE program to go there, the man gonna tell me, say, Miss Welcome, could you send me an email requesting that? Say what? What is it? Okay, then I don't have the time.
You gotta
have the time.
You gotta put it in writing, honey child. That's why they say they need an email. Otherwise, the request doesn't exist.
No, honey child. That is Crown property that they're supposed to be taken care of. The overseer of, and no local should have to tell them that Crown property needs to be clean. None. That's their duty. That is their duty.
Lord
so
have mercy.
I'm really calling out Lansing Commission. They need to get out there and do what needs to be done to protect our Crown properties and our beaches.
All right, my dear.
Have a good day. All right, my darling.
All right. According to Johan, nobody forces a tourist or visitor local to buy herb, etc. Where is the lie? Well, I think that just last week there was a man arrested in relation to, selling illegally of alcohol on the same said beach, and that resulted in some sort of an altercation. So listen, criminality at any level in a public space should be seen as a very, very serious consideration. So it's not legal to consume and sell ganja, and most certainly not legal to do so in a public space. It's not legal to have after hours party on Crown property. Somebody gets killed out there or something worse happens. I guess there's probably nothing worse than getting killed, but something happens on that property. It's the government that's going to be held liable for not keeping these things in check. Good morning to Hunter. Hunter says Caymanians are doormats. They come and dust off their feet on us and walk into door wide open. Siobhan says send them home if they don't want to keep the laws here. Miss Sue says, OMG, this caller's so right. Same way Smith Cove, we can't go there either. It's a mess. Come on now. Can we not get proper policing of these areas. What was the sense of accepting that donation of all of these, what are they called? All these ATVs so they can go off-roading. Where the hell the police going off-roading at? It certainly isn't on the beach. These things were designed for that. No, sir. What a mess. Trist to play for says nobody really cares what is legal and what is not. Well, you should care. That's the problem. I mean, you should care. Have we gotten that lawless? Oh my God. Stephanie says, since government has not and will not stand up, then we the people must take actions. But Caymanians are saying, no, that would require unity and love. Oh, Lord. Let's look at the fight this weekend as well, then.
I raise your son,
Yo, slap up this man, check. Slap up this man, check.
Lord have mercy. No, man, she start hitting him. Oh, honey. Yeah. What are you saying now? Yeah, honey child. So people are allowing her to assault him. She calling him he calling her waste gal. Ay, caramba. Who is this waste gal anyway? All right. Let me see. We have some waste gal photos coming up now. Let me see now. So this altercation resulted in this young man being stabbed up. Ashley Jackson, she's the waste gal. Who she is. Lord Jesus, y'all need to stop it. This is the baby mama. So everybody's saying that he was stabbed up by a Jamaican guy, which I guess is the new boyfriend. Is that what is really going on here? One pile of messages have come in relation to this. And funny enough, I'm trying to figure out exactly where this took place. He looked like he's trying to be reasonable, but I don't know, boy. So, what's with the Christmas hats on people? Why y'all putting the Christmas hats on people? Aye. So he's the one who stabbed him? She said, "You're not getting your son again." So he takes something out of his pants, looks like. And look how he stabbed up the man. Look how he stabbed up the man. Jeez, peace. Y'all are a bunch of animals. Okay? Animales. So this is the girl he was fighting with, Ashley Jackson. And tell her she's a waste gal and she not get her son again? Lord Jesus. What on earth? Caymanians. He took out a machete out of his pants? But how the hell his pants can hold a machete? No, sir. What you say? Hold on now, honey child. This person say on Instagram, that is not here. Y'all talking about the wrong girl. It's not her. So who's Ashley? Oh my gosh. Well, who the heck is Ashley? Who's the baby mama that's pushing the guy in the fight? Let's get the name straight then. Come with the names, Instagram, since y'all know who's who. Tell us who's who. How is Ashley connected to this? Wrong female. Lord have mercy. All right. Well, thank God it's not Ashley, because Ashley's a pretty girl. Who's this next one? I got another picture of with all this makeup on. Baby Shay. Is that who it is? Abby Shay? Who the heck is Abby Shay? Lord Jesus. All right. A different girl. She not have nothing to do with it. Ashley's her friend. Okay, Shay Ebanks. So hold on now. We got a picture of her too. So maybe this is where the confusion comes in now. They kind of look alike, to be honest, a little bit. So baby Shay, is this now the one who is pushing this guy? Y'all, you young ladies need to be careful pushing these men, because not every man can take too kindly to you pushing him. You know, I didn't see him lay hands on her. Is this her, baby Shay? They kind of look a little bit alike, but she has a lot of makeup, so it's hard to tell. All right, is this who this is now? Is this the right person? I'm letting the Instagram people tell me what's going on. What a heat. Yes, oh, they're first cousins. Oh, what you say? Oh, with her little ghetto friend. No, that not her. Did not baby Shay either? Come on now, stop your lines. Talking about informer. Y'all try and hush. Well, all I can tell you is somebody getting arrested after stabbing up this poor guy. This is actually really ridiculous. He cut him with a machete. This man could have easily have lost his life out there over some slackness. You wait till we're not live in the radio. I can tell y'all something that we can't say on radio. So this person says, hold on. Let me look at some of the messages that came in now in relation to this hot mess. Let me see here now. What a mess. Y'all gotta do better. No, sir. 1 second now. All right. Good morning. Please. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Okay. Don't forget, we still live on the radio, honey child. Good morning. Please make this anonymous. Radio folks, we're going to be cutting off here in a second. I'm going to go into a little bit of overtime. I have to walk Zeus. I can't go into too much overtime. Poor thing. He needs to be walked. But we're going to turn it up just a notch when we go off radio. So if you radio listeners can take the heat, go on over to YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. We're live now. All right. And by the way, RCIPS, please go by the Crichton property and start directing traffic. Somebody's going to get killed out there because this year the family has requested police presence as they do every year, and they've been getting it for years. But this year they can't reach anybody in the commissioner's office. Come on now. Basic patrolling to keep people safe on the roadways shouldn't be rocket science, and it shouldn't require a whole lot from the RCIPS to send 1 or 2 units out there to assist with traffic. All right, radio folks, have a good day. Whew. Now we can turn up a little bit. I want to go back and watch the video again. I had to silence it. I didn't realize it had some little cuss words in it. You know, John can go and complain to us. Complain about it. Let's go back now. Let's watch it again.
Yo, slap up this man, check.
What's the Christian man for? Oh, he's a Christian there. Yeah, wait, girl, brother.
Slap up this man, check.
Lord Jesus. Where's girl? But where's girl? Keep pushing him.
Slap this man, check.
What's going on at this street? Slackness. What the slackness in the man are going?
I can get a break! I raised my son!
Oh, God.
I'm supposed to be taking Ariane Shane. This man right here got machete in his arm. Look, he's running up on us now. Look.
Yo. Hold on. Back it up. Where machete come out from? Poor thing. You can hear the man stress in his voice when he say, I'm raising my son. Y'all heard that? That was like a primal scream, you know? Lord Jesus. The man say he need a fucking break. You out in the streets, me in a waist, girl, and I'm home. Oh my God. I'm just like, what the hell? Let's continue to listen. This is crazy. No, sir. He raising a son, poor thing. Let me say this. Men and women, stop laying down with waste people and getting pregnant by them or getting them pregnant. Can we just put this out there in the universe, for God's sake? I mean, look, I'm not telling y'all because, when it good, I guess. Y'all know y'all like the nasty and whatever. So you can't tell somebody, don't lay down with a waste person because sometimes they tickling your fancy and it is what it is. But my God, don't bring children into the mix because that's when it not gonna work out. You're going to be upset that she not no good. Like you said, she a waste girl. She on these streets. You're going to be upset with him. He not no good. He on the streets. But that's how you found him, huh? When you went and lay down with him and decide to have unprotected sex and get pregnant, what did you expect? Okay. So have sex with whoever you want, but wrap it up. Don't maybe make him get pregnant. Because some of these women not no fucking good. They just dropping children like worse than the dogs, because at least the dogs drop them. They try and keep the puppies close by. Even the chickens. You ever seen a mother chicken protecting her babies? Man, she'll fight you off, Seriously? She'll peck on you and bite you to pieces over her little chicks. Some humans don't even have that level of decency with children. And these poor children growing up, come on now. This situation sounds all kind of friggin' dysfunctional. He called her a waste woman. I don't know who she is. So I'm not getting into it, whether she waste woman or not. But seriously, think before you have children with people. It can save you a lot of headache for years of your life. Trust and believe me. Huh? All right, let's continue watching this hot mess of a video.
I can get a break! I raised my son!
I supposed to be taking Ariane staying this man right here got my shot in his arm. Look, he running up on us now. Look. He got him a shot. He got him a shot.
The one in yellow, which one? You see this one with his pants on now? He's digging his pants. Hold on. The one in the gray underwear and the gray pants there, digging in his pants. We know he's not digging for no PB. So what he digging down in his pants for? That's where he had them a shot? Lord Jesus. Wait, what going on in the streets, man? No, sir. Oh my God. What the hell? So he gonna take out machete and stab up the man over this foolishness? You realize if you had killed this man, your ass could be going to jail. And here's the funniest part. You think Shay, whatever the hell her name is, whether she waste woman or not, you think she'll be waiting on you to come out of jail? She'll move on to the next man and probably get pregnant by him too. Y'all so stupid. Fighting over bitches in these streets. No, sir.
Get their fucking field. Leave them. I don't want nothing. No, leave them. I don't want nothing.
Hey, can't miss that. Fuck video in me.
I don't want to get in trouble. Nobody. Raise my son, kiss him. Raise my son. Raise my son. But you don't raise your son. But you don't raise your son. So you're hot and you don't raise your son.
What's she saying that she hot? I'm not sure I understand. And she's saying that I'm hot. What? Can somebody translate for me, please? Because I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to. You think I'm not hot? You think what the fuck does that have to do with being a good mother? Y'all need to go home. Stay out of these damn streets. Once you become a mother, right? Why you in the streets with all this kind of mixed up foolishness? Come on now. I don't care if you're hot, if you're panani on fire, if it's a blazing pum pum. Who cares? Think about your children. My God, what the hell?
But you don't raise your son. So you're hot and you don't raise your son.
Right. You go home and don't fucking sleep tonight. What the hell?
Yo, send man for me, you Jamaican pussy, you. I send you back your country. I send you back your country.
You ain't dirt, you tonight. Pussy hole.
Do it.
What the rest?
Do it. Yo.
So then this is when he came out with
I mean,
oh yeah, look at the coward. He got his face covered up and he cut up the man. Lord God. See it, man? Okay.
See, look at me. Look at me.
No, man. No. All right. I get a better idea now of exactly what's going on. They're all a bunch of waste people out there. wherever this took place, a bunch of waste people. More than one waste woman. Not just the one who's the baby mother. This is ridiculous. Right? The next woman jumping into it. Is it even your battle to be fighting, woman? Stay out of it. And what you pull machete and cutting up the man for? You take a man's life and you gonna go sit down in Northward, and guess what? She gonna be out there wasting, still waste woman. Gonna have her legs open to every man, Tom, Dick, Harry, Ebanks, Powell, and the next one off of the Jamaican airline. Y'all a bunch of stupid. Listen to me. Somebody say you heard who her parents are, right? No. Show me who Shifa, who her mama is, whoever that is. So with the patois she just imitated, that was a Jamaican, possibly a status visitor or permit holder. What a shame. He should have been arrested for assault. He knocked her phone from her hand. Did the police show up? I don't know who these people is. Who she is? Oh. Okay. Who she is? Oh, Lord. Y'all need Jesus picking some of these girls, though. Like, seriously. Y'all don't know who these people are? Yes, caller. Good morning. Yes, boss. You want to talk on air? But Mr. on air, you know. Okay. But listen, why don't you just... Okay. But why don't you just come on air and set the record straight? Where everybody can hear you. All right. So hold on. I gotta call you on the next line so that way everybody can just hear you, okay? Because yeah, we don't want to get no information wrong or mixed up. We want to hear exactly what happened. And hold on. I gotta call you right back, okay? All right, cool. All right, baby father up on the line. Father, my God, poor him. He looked like he in a mess of a situation. This is what I like about CMR. People can just call and say, all right, I want to set the situation straight now. Let's go. Okay? Yeah, man, come with this full story. Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good.
So just to clarify, you're the young man who actually got cut with the machete.
Yes, ma'am.
Lord Jesus. Are you okay, first of all, is the first question.
I'm good.
All right. So tell us where did this happen, first of all?
7 Mile Beach.
So somebody did say to me, the videos that I was playing earlier with the beach party, if you look closely, you can see the same people into that video. So you were there at the beach party.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The baby mama was there too.
Yeah.
All
I'm not going to say too much. All it is that me and my baby mother got an argument over our son.
Okay.
And it was between me, her, and the one in the red hat. That's where you see the girl in the red hat. She is my aunt's baby. Okay?
Okay.
So, obviously, they were up in my
Your
face.
baby's aunt, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, I don't hit women. Okay? I never put my hands on a woman. I never punch a woman. So, I'd rather that I push her away than punch her, right? I would think anyone would rather me to push her than to punch. That's why you must see me and I put my hands on no one. I just pushed away and kept pushing.
Yeah, because she was obviously hitting you. I mean, that was obvious.
Exactly. So all I did was push him away. This guy now with the head wrap, don't know who he is. Decided to get himself into our problem.
But it looked like she probably knows who he is, though.
That's what it looks like. Right?
Yeah, because he connected some kind of way to her.
To swing after them as well. Okay. So after when he came after me, he licked me in my head. My baby mother then punches him. So she's like, "Who the frig are you?
Oh, geez,
like, why are you trying? Where did you come from? Who are you?" He turns around and tries to swipe my baby mother. My baby mother then jumps back and he turns around and continues back on me. So
wow.
That is what happened.
So did police ever come to do any sort of investigation? Somebody must know who he is.
I mean, there's other people out there that they said something, but I don't know who he is, so I can't say that.
Well, people need to step up because, I mean, if this isn't his fight to even fight, Why would he be taking out machete trying to chop you up?
It's not. Don't know who he is at all.
So he just walked around with a machete in his pants, pretending like he got a big penis.
Yeah. Apparently, he was walking around with the machete.
No,
like,
sir.
Threatening people, stealing people chains and shit.
Oh my God. So listen, let's get to the. I mean, somebody sent a picture of your baby mama, right? So we heard you saying to her, she's a waste girl and this and that and whatever, right? Obviously, you guys have some issues that you need to work out. Let me ask you a question. How old is the child? I'm just curious.
My child is a year old.
Only a year?
Yeah, a year and 2 months.
No, man. What y'all doing out in these streets? Both of you, to be quite frank and honest. Why you not staying home with the child and just? I hear you saying that you're raising the child. Do you have primary custody of the child?
No.
So how are you raising the child if you're both doing it?
You have him more time.
You have him more than her?
She works, so that's why.
So you don't work?
Yes, I work as well.
You see, this is where, I don't know how old you are, young man. You hit 30 yet?
Sorry?
Have you hit 30 as yet?
No, I'm only 21.
21. I gotta give you a little bit of advice. Take it from me, okay? Auntie Sandy, stay out the streets. There's nothing good in these streets for you, young man. And there's nothing good in the streets for her either. And now you have a little one that should be your number one priority. You have to care about this child more than anything else. More than any pom-pom running in the streets. More than any waste girl. You understand what I'm saying? The child has got to be your priority. Because anything happened to you, listen to me now.
That I don't mean waste girl and thing. Yeah, we both going through shit, but she don't know waste girl.
All right. So then you need to apologize to her and take that back, right?
Yeah, definitely. I did apologize.
Well, make it a public apology because now everybody in Cayman done seen this video and I don't know who she is. So I'm saying, oh man, she must be a waste girl for true. Now you're saying she's not really a waste girl. So let's set the record straight.
I was drunk and I'm angry.
All right. So, right. And you know, this is what happens. So you're out in the streets, drunk, being sloppy, insulting your baby's mother. Now everybody has seen this video in Cayman. It has gone viral. It makes you look bad. It makes her look bad. You know, if you had stayed home, you know, all of this would have been avoided.
Yeah. Well, life is life, you know.
Right. So now you have a little one, right? Anything happened to you, that poor child, is it a little boy or a little girl, is going to grow up without a father. Please don't do that. We have too many children in Cayman already in that predicament.
Because I've been hearing a lot of people about it was a setup. It was planned. It was skit. It was no, dog. And tapping is like a freak accident. He involved himself in something that wasn't about him and decided to chop me for it, right?
Somebody's saying that you're actually not the baby father. people saying that's not him.
Yo,
who let me ask you a question. Who your dad is?
I don't want to tell out my information like that.
All right.
All I'm gonna
does your dad, what industry does your dad work in? Answer that question.
He works in the phone tech company.
All right. Then I must believe you because I know that's true. I do hear a little bit of a Jamaican accent, and then people probably wondering where this Jamaican accent coming from, because you're supposed to be a Caymanian. That's probably why they're saying and I you.
For the people that saying that, yeah.
What is his second job? What industry is that in?
Sorry.
What's the second job that he's in? What industry is that?
I don't want to tell out my father information.
No, man. I know who your father is. I'm just saying the industry.
People watching, I don't need people to know that.
All right. Well, we know the first one. The second one is what industry? Just give me a hint about the industry, and then
death.
All right. This is the son. We gave him two blind questions that he answered correctly. So we gonna go with this as him. What a hot mess.
Yeah, I wanted to clear up the story between me and my baby mother.
All right, so you done kiss and made up with her then. Are the two of you still in a relationship?
No, we are not together.
What a hot mess. Well, you know, try to work it out. You know, the baby's here now. You're a father regardless of what the situation is.
It might have took long before we seen it, but God does everything for a reason.
Mm.
So obviously this just means straighten up. You see me? So
yeah. Everybody wondering why you talk with a Jamaican accent. Maybe you're trying to hide. I'm not really sure what you're trying to do this morning. Your mom a Caymanian?
Yes.
And your father's a Caymanian?
Yes.
All right. So where are you getting Jamaican accent from?
That's just how I speak.
Your name Chris Saunders or what? That is what you call a read, honey child. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling in. I'm just asking you to be a little bit more sensible and try to make some better decisions. Somebody's still saying it don't sound like you, but I mean, why would somebody else want to pretend to be him? I don't freaking know. But anyway, young man, if it is you, please, everybody's saying you and the girlfriend both toxic, if truth be told, the baby mama. Cool your jets. Just remember you have a child now that you need to be making better decisions for. And stay out the streets. That would be the best advice I could give you. And Merry Christmas when it comes, all right? All right, my dear. Ay. What a hot mess. I don't know. I mean, he told me what the father does, and I know who the father is because somebody done tell me from last night who the father is, so I don't know. Yeah, somebody say it's him 100%. I'm telling you, I may ask him 2 blind questions about what the papa do for a living, and he knew. So why would somebody want to pretend to be him? I mean, like I said, you trying to be Chris Saunders with this accent. I don't know where the accent coming from. Anyway, good people, stay your behinds home now. My Aunt Lottie, may she rest in peace, used to say, nothing good happens after midnight out in these streets. Get your ass home. She didn't say the word ass, but she said get home. Lock up in your house. You want to have a little drink? Drink at home. Relax yourself at home. Look at the embarrassment that you have now caused on yourself. You're so embarrassed you can't even really name your father. I know he's embarrassed. Good man from East End. Right? It's an embarrassment to everybody. You're saying now you had to apologize to the woman because she's not really a waste woman. Yeah, somebody said, take the words of John. John, this is about the only sensible thing he ever had to say. Tana ya yard. Tana ya yard. Take your behind home. Relax yourself. Nothing in these streets is going to be worth you losing your life over. You see somebody that you don't even know, some asshole now. You don't even know who this is really. He's a coward, got his face covered up and walk around machete in his pants. Only somebody else who not got nothing else in their pants got room for machete. I got to be honest with you. So cool your jets, folks. Christmas is almost here. How many days till Christmas? Oh my God, 1 week. Oh shit. I'm not ready for Christmas. My Christmas tree has nothing on it. The tree's up. There's no decorations, nothing. Oh my God. I'm not ready. I'm just not ready for Christmas this year. I've had too much going on. Oh, Lord, I'm out in these streets hustling, trying to make a living. But you know what? I'm not stressing about it. I ain't buying nobody no gifts. Don't look for nothing from me. Especially if you're not in my top 5. Mary, I got you covered, honey child. Irma, you getting a little something. Miss Stacy, I got something for you. And that's about it. Not even my husband getting anything for Christmas this year. He get a little Christmas kiss and that's about it. Lord Jesus, a week? Oh my God, I got to sort out Christmas dinner. I'm not cooking. I'm just going to order food. I don't want no stress for Christmas this year. All right, listen. Thank you so much, good folks, for tuning into the show. Exactly. Wait, I don't buy no money this Christmas. Yep, I'm out in the streets hustling, honey child. Anyway, it is what it is. The Instagram feed worked pretty good. I must say, what y'all thought about that? Right? That was good. We're going to give away some Christmas gifts. I got to give y'all something for Christmas. I'm not doing... oh, Lord. Last year, we had so many Christmas presents, and y'all didn't even come collect your damn presents. Okay, so we're going to pull back out the Christmas basket. This week, we'll give away some Christmas presents. A couple of gift cards and some other stuff. So y'all get ready for that. We'll do that probably maybe Thursday, Friday. Sounds as if you're looking for divorce, just a kiss. Hear him now. Look where his dirty mind gone. Pun the gutter. So anyway, thank you, Instagram folks. I realize that by and large, you guys were well behaved. Now, don't forget, I will not hesitate to block your ass if you can't behave. Y'all done know this already. And then when you get blocked, you be coming back begging, but, oh, Sandy, can you unblock me from Instagram, please? No, bitches. If you don't know how to behave and you get blocked, block is for life. Okay? So you get blocked, that's it. Don't come asking me to unblock you because it's not going to happen. So behave yourself in the first place. All right. What else going on? Tomorrow's show, let me tell you what else is coming up for tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in every day, 7:30 to 10:30. We only go into overtime when we need to turn up a little bit because, we can't turn up too much on the radio. Let me see here now. I think we covered most of the topics for today. So we're good. Yes, sir. Take that. All right. So tomorrow we'll do some open mic opportunity. Anything on your mind, please feel free to send it through and we will definitely discuss it. All right. So y'all be good, please. Be good. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:30, bright and early. Don't be getting in no fights with anybody. For God's sake, don't be pulling out no machetes out of your underpants. That's just so not cool. That's just so weird. Mark, where are you coming for? Coming for your Christmas gift? Marshall says I need a Christmas gift for being a top fan. Lord Jesus. Yes, Akisha, whose birthday is it? All right, looking good. Vicky says a kiss is good. That is more than some will get, you understand? All right, thank you, Siobhan. Mark says no waste girl for Christmas. That's his Christmas wish for everybody. Have a wonderful day, my good people. Tomorrow morning, 7:30, God's willing, we'll be all here with our elf. We're going to switch him out and do the little female one tomorrow. But there he is, waving goodbye to everybody. Y'all have a good day now. Be good. Bye-bye.